Hello. Oh, apparently the tech guy messed up. Don't worry. The DM will fix it. We'll quick introduce. Hi, my name is Jared Sarton. I am the dungeon master here for Here Be Dragons. And with that, I'm also the tech guy. So, players, you do your thing. Introduce the show. Dawdle a little bit, and I'll go fix our enormously sized guest on the screen there. Michael, we see your eyes across most of the screen.
Good.
It's very artistic.
We'll introduce Michael in
There
just
we
a
go.
second.
The smolder.
Oh, perfect. Players, you got this.
Blue steel.
We
Blue steel.
have some great sponsors. We're so excited. Am I dawdling enough?
I just wait before we lose the opportunity. Today we have a larger than life guest,
Hey!
Michael Thomas Visco.
That was my kind of joke.
Yes, welcome, Michael. Before things get too sorted out.
Yeah. But we really do have good sponsors, guys.
We did. Why don't you keep doing that thing you were doing?
Critical Treasures. They have now dice boxes, dice bags, dice keychains,
And
slice and
D&D
dice.
D&D
They
themed
got-
masks.
We got a few masks.
They're cute. So check them out. She has an awesome Etsy shop and super fun stuff.
We also have Blacksmith Craft Dice, a wonderful metallic dice that rolls exactly what you need. Some of their newer sets come with not just one, but 3 D6s because they are the probably second most rolled dice in the game. Obviously, you've got your 20-sided dice, which is crucial to any RPG.
Critical, one could even say.
No, I would go with crucial, but but the D6 is also very, very handy. Again, beautiful, many different colors, a lot of new colors, so you should check them out. They are on Amazon.com, if you've heard of that. That's a buying site, but they have a lot of great things there. Lindsay, do you have access to our jittery making member?
This is Caffeinated Kobold, our super cool coffee collaborator.
Sorry, I don't know which camera I'm supposed to hold it to, so I just guessed.
That's great.
I'm sure it's great.
We can see you. Yeah, they've got awesome. They just came out with a new roast. They've got like 4 nerdy themed roasts for all the caffeination you could need for those late night campaigns. So check them out as well. Over to you, Lindsay.
Sorry, I was watching our DM play Super Laser Tech Guide Ninja Spy situation. It was fun.
It worked.
So in addition to our sponsors, there's other ways that you can help support us in our stream and our show, and also influence the game. So tipping, donations, whatever you want to call it. There's some different tiers and different ways to do that. So $5 gets you a mild magic scroll, which is drawn at random. They're pre-written, and it usually just adds some effect to the game, giving someone advantage, disadvantage.
Good berries.
Yeah, good berries, whatever it is. Then it's $10, and you get to assign a reroll to any one you see on our screen. Looks like there's 5 people available. And then $20 brings a friend or a challenger approaches. Did I say it right this time?
Yeah.
Yes, you did it.
Nailed it.
Finally. So what that does,
Well, okay, we'll work on that part.
I got so excited. A random someone is generated through the DM's magic. And they are brought into the game almost instantly.
Dropped out of a portal right onto your table.
To interact with the characters as whatever
Friend or foe?
brought. Yeah, friend or foe. Who knows?
I thought that was a great rhyme.
Thank you.
In addition to that, you can also subscribe and using your Twitch Prime subscriptions is also an option. That also does support us when you do that, but it doesn't cost you anything. It's free with your Amazon Prime subscription. So while you're buying your Blacksmith Craft dice, just roll your
There we go.
Just kidding. I don't think it works that way. But anyways.
Take down the hype, boss.
Yeah, so all donations, tips, bits, it that way. There's a green bar below our DM. And that is our hype boss. So as that green bar gets lower, eventually it gets lower by donations, tips, bits, cheers, whatever.
Follows, yep.
Follows, subs. And when it becomes a new hype boss, so right now it's Penguin Witch Doctor, but when somebody new takes over that person gets to assign a natural 20 to anyone on screen. To be used at their discretion.
Just don't roll that die, you just get a 20 right then and there. Boom. Done.
Boom.
Yeah. Did I get it all?
I think you did. Because I was doing some elaborate like spy moves, dodging cables and things like they were lasers, did we get a chance to introduce our guest yet?
We were waiting.
Yes.
Perfect.
I did say that he was larger than life while I had the opportunity.
We didn't let him say hi though. We just talked for him.
Now that you're more normal size, welcome, Michael. If you want to introduce yourself briefly so people know who you are and who you're going to be playing today.
Yeah, my name is Michael Thomas Viscar. I'm an actor and director in LA. I work for Disney. I'm going to be playing Fur, half Kong, a monk. Yeah. Should I give away what the race is right now?
No, you can describe it when we enter you in, but yeah. So you'll see Michael below in our rotator. Just below me, there's a nice rotation of Instagrams of our players, of past players, of our sponsors, and our guests.
And our resident doggos.
Oh, and the resident doggos you see on screen. They're there as well. Awesome.
They're there.
They're there.
Now that we have gotten through our advertisements and our intro segment, we ready to kill all players?
Wow,
Don't you mean player characters?
All of the above. Rocks fall.
Sorry,
Players
Michael,
and-
for inviting you into this spell trap.
Oh, you didn't read the fine print.
I'm just picturing a scene from a specific movie with a little bunch of little ants acting out a play, and they're going, die.
A Bug's Life?
Bugs Life.
I was
Yeah.
trying not to,
Yeah.
drop proprietary whatever.
Listen, we've got a Disney person here. We're fine.
Yeah, that means we're allowed.
Here we go. If we want to just see how quickly we can offend, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Back to the Future, Disney,
Don't use
Furby,
up all
and
of our good stuff.
and we are now off
That's
Twitch.
really
Thank
ours.
Cool. So here we are. We are coming back to a few characters that have been showing up for this summer season. Unlike last summer season, we've got a little bit of an arc going. Yeah. We're back in Dragonspire, and a few days after the crazy events that had happened, such as, a castle appearing and then disappearing and timelines crossing, or who knows, our characters had spent a little time resting and recuperating from the craziness that had happened. Malad actually went off to work with the local brewers as he had gotten the ability to continue his passion for brewing, but that left Bigsby, Rosalind, and Elowen to do a few things in town. With their recovery, they had spent a few nights at the inn, shopping, and eventually, on one wonderful morning, they came down, as they normally did, to the front room of the tavern of the Stumble On Inn, and walked over to their table, and as they were just discussing what they could be doing today, there was a note laying in the center of the table. It was folded precisely, and on it a wax seal of an emblem that they did not recognize. As it was opened, and they all leaned in to read what it says, "To the travelers of great might, I have taken 2 precious scimitars."
What? Oh, look on my back.
Your scimitars are gone.
What the heck, Mick? You're supposed to be on guard when I'm asleep outside. No, this one's on you, okay?
He's not allowed to sleep?
The note continues to go with, they're in good hands and will be well taken care of, should you choose to accept my request.
What?
Travel eastward to the hamlet of Torgosh and seek out Wendorvo. He will return the weapons and give you your task. We have sent for others, as this task requires many hands to ensure success. Best, Elier.
Well, I hope he sent for a spotter, because we gotta get this done quick. We need as many hands as possible.
I could become a spider if you need.
Look, let's keep that option on the table. We ride, Mick!
Can I? Okay.
Get it to go!
Did you want breakfast? The barkeep leans out and waves at you all as you're starting to rush out. Breakfast to go? Hang on! And he busts into the kitchen. You hear him crash through some plates as he might have knocked over a server. He comes bustling out with some wooden bowls. Moments later, some food crudely tossed in, and he hands them to each of you. I don't need these back. I'm sure whatever you're doing, you'll return, and I'll assess the fees there. Enjoy as you all begin walking eastward.
Walking? Are you kidding me?
Running eastward.
Grimsby climbs aboard Nicole J and says, try to keep up.
I'm walking.
Aloan is just sauntering behind, enjoying her breakfast, apparently. Rosalind, do you do anything special, or do you just...
I don't want to throw up my breakfast, so I'm going to enjoy my breakfast and walk.
So the two ladies are enjoying their breakfast as Fox and Ryder go off across the pasture. Now, travel is quite boring, so we'll play some quick advertisements here, blah, 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 and welcome back. 3 days travel later, our characters had encountered...
Yes.
Yeah, they had encountered a couple other weary travelers on the road, all heading in different directions. They made some good trades, however. For a couple silver each, they were able to restore rations. They were able to get a new water skin, because one of theirs had broke. And finally, they're able to get a good slicker, a brush to comb down the fox, as he had collected half of the road on his travel. So McCulJ now has a fresh, clean coat.
Smelly fox, smelly fox.
Smelly Fox is still smelly, but looks a little more dapper. There is a slicker brush now in Bigsby's hand, or pouch, or pack, or wherever he decides to put it.
I feel slightly targeted by that.
What's that? Doggos? Nah. I'm just trying to make sure the fox looks good. Fox is gonna play a crucial role because he'll be the only I wasn't talking about survivors. And on this final morning of travel, where our characters believe they're coming to the hamlet, down in a valley up ahead, they see a fog roll in. A small set of buildings surrounded by a tall stone wall with one archway that seems all closed up. Some smoke rising from a few chimneys, and one large house sits in the center of what they assume to be the hamlet of Torgosh. Approaching, we find that there's a robed character up ahead. About 60 feet out, a tall, slender figure stands in front of this closed archway, seemingly carrying no weapon, no shield, but sees the group coming and raises one arm to wave the three of you and the riding fox in.
Do you have more stuff?
As you approach, the figure stands up and looks you over. Welcome to the hamlet of Torgash. We are expecting you and others. Hey, your stuff is quite fine, sir. Bigglesworth? I can't recall your name.
What kind of Lufalu? That you weren't even close, man.
Sir, oh yes, you're Bigsby Lufalu. We know all about you. And
Do you? First, wait, hold up. Do you? Because you just called me Picklesworth for one. Did you steal the white person's things? Or were you going for a girl named Picklesworth and you wound up with Bigsby Lufalu? Because...
Sir, I've mistaken you for a Bigglesworth, not a Bigsby. Apologies. We have a roster of heroes across the lands, supposedly coming in today.
I like Bigglesworth. You should keep it.
No.
You are our first. I was expecting more. Oh, back there, and as he points over another hill, a small figure comes walking down the hill towards them.
How small?
Quite small.
Yeah, you see this very long shadow that, as it gets closer, gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And in front of you, you see what you, I'm sure, would gather, having seen many halflings standing at the enormous height of just over 3'2", and at a very sturdy 43 pounds.
Woohoo!
Wow.
What's interesting about this halfling is it is not like a normal halfling race that you probably have seen a lot of. And the garb that this halfling is wearing is like strangely tribal. So, I just want to, like, Dragon Ball Z, like the outfits that Goku wears, like those pants. He's wearing puffy pants, kind of like that. Kind of off-whitish, with almost like a half toga top, and leather bands around his arms, and a leather necklace, and this like rudimentary stone, very like tribal-esque.
Bigsby, how does he stack up in height next to you?
That's a good question.
I'm intrigued.
Because I was actually wondering that very thing right there. He's still 3 inches shorter than me.
Oh, okay.
But how much did you say you weighed?
43 pounds.
But you weighs more than me. So he's a shorter but stockier bloke.
It's all muscle.
Yeah, very, very muscular.
As you approach, the tall figure watches the shadow shrink and shrink and shrink till he's much leaning over and looks down and kind of looks at a list that he's had in hand. I'm not sure. Who are you, sir?
My name is Fur Halfcog.
Oh, I have you here. Oh, I was expecting you to be. Welcome.
Half Kong, half gorilla, half side. No.
I was expecting like a half orc size when I heard half Kong, but well, welcome. I'm sure you'll do just fine.
I would want to say, oh, I can handle myself great, and attempt to do a backflip while standing there.
Please roll for that. Let's go with. Acrobatics would work. I was gonna try and do for like a showmanship, but acrobatics is fine.
Soft 20.
Soft 20. You flip and land and stick it, and as you would expect, you would have actually preferred to have landed with a little more weight on one of your feet than the other. So you felt it off. Everyone else is just staring, jaws dropped. But your years of practice say that it could have been better. Come on, man.
Yeah, I make a mental note of that for sure.
There it is. And
Wow.
your host is looking around and lets out a big sigh and looks at the 5 of you, the 4 humanoids and 1 creature. Well, I guess this is, we'll make do with you. I was expecting, a lot more. We do have lots of gear that we, have taken.
Stole?
Yeah, maybe. The relic that, should have been in your pack fur is taken care of. I'm sure you saw it in the note, unless you just came straight here.
Did I see it in the note? Did I?
You would have seen that they had taken something of value,
Okay.
and you probably would have seen that something in your pack had been missing.
Yeah.
It seems that this group has more or less blackmailed people to come out
Yeah.
here. The host knocks on the door behind him. Well, as we walk in, you see that we are a peaceful lot. And he throws his hood back, and you see a few scars across his face. And he looks back at the group. I'm the only one that has seen battle. He's a slender elven man, many hundreds of years old. You can see a slight graying in a couple of his hairs to the side of the head. And as he looks around and kind of points to some of the homes, you see there's very ornate buildings, very heavy craftsmanship, elvish, dwarven, and some other carvings and ornate statues out and about that some of you don't even recognize. There's a lot of smoke coming out of a few chimneys that seems to be either smelting is going on in one of the buildings, breakfast is being made in another. Your nostrils are filled with so many different smells, from leather being tanned, pastries being made. It's just a cacophony of sensory overload there.
Sorry.
Yeah.
New hype bus.
New hype boss.
Cause Real
What?
Gobshite cheered some bits, and then Kreslin showed up with a $5 tip. So mild magic, and Kreslin needs to let us know who that.
As you're all walking in and seeing all of this, we will see what our mild magic does
While
as,
you're-
Oh.
as
While-
our host is touring.
While you're opening that, I just want to add in that Kreslin said, "Use the portal. Don't forget your pillow."
Ah.
Yeah.
All right. We have a DM gains immediate advantage. I'll show
No.
it
Of
here.
course it is. Why wouldn't
What?
we?
If this one goes
I
missing,
feel like Jared and Jared were scheming.
Hey,
Thank you,
Jared, did you happen to mark where that one was in the box?
No, I mix them up every week.
Mm-hmm.
I just make sure to sticky note one of them and pull that off. No.
I got
So the 20 goes to Rosalind. She needs to cover for Bigsby's liability.
Man.
First off,
Story of my life.
not liable. Second
saw
off,
that,
rude. Third off, he also said earlier that I stole the new guy. Actually, Jared stole from everyone, it seems. So, not me.
Which Jared? There's too many Jareds here.
I know, right?
Not the Nathan Andrzejczyk Jared.
Not couch
not Couch Dresek.
Couch
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. If you've been following us, Kreslin is a character that we had last summer. A fun little mage who likes to shape water. He carried around a pillow. He also is known as Couch Dresek. So, welcome, Real Gobshite Kreslin Couch Dresek. That's a mouthful. Back to our story. We see quite an ornate setup here. The road is paved with finely carved bricks that fit exactly, no mortar between. It is a very well-made micro city of sorts. You see that the homes are stacked nicely, that there's a home that goes into the ground partly, and then a home that's above it. So somewhat like you might see in New York apartments, where you've got stacked at street level. The largest home in this hamlet does sit up tall. It's got a couple nice spires that sit up, and out of one of the spires you see a looking glass pointed off into the distance, as if they
So
were...
it's a little town, a quiet village.
Yep. There's a library.
And a looking glass.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'm
Yep.
picturing it.
There's a library. There's also a big brute who likes to show off his muscles, whatever it may be.
But he just showed up.
Oh, he just showed up. He's a lot shorter than the movie variant, but oh well. This town, you see the townsfolk who are working on some of their wares look out and kind of wave at you, and as you notice, the people all look quite healthy, no scarring, nothing that seems to have been in like a tough battle or a fight for food. This is a very wealthy hamlet. The host looks around and waves to a few people, and then he stops you in the front where there's a nice fountain with various dancing lights around the fountain. And he looks at you all and goes, "Well, so my master has sent for you to solve a few things. See, we are, like I said, a group of craftspeople, artists, artisans. Most of the best weaponry and the best clothing and some of the best recipes come from this little hamlet here. But that also means that because we focus on our arts, that we don't have, as you might say, guards or brutes or people to take care of trouble. And we've run into a little bit of trouble here. It seems that the excavators had found something under the main house, and one of them came back. The other 4 have gone missing. The one that has come back, and he's in a different state of mind, you might say, babbling about melting people and ghosts and whatnot. And we've had a few troubles in the last week or so, where a few others have babbled about ghosts and have went on rampages. We've had our star baker run out and start beating people with a bread pan, and that's not like him. He's quite a nice man. That's where we look to adventurers like yourselves who might have seen a few of these things to help figure it out, as we try to maintain order here.
Can I make a suggestion, sir?
Yes, you may.
Next time you need help, send a letter with a promise of, some gold. Don't steal people's things. If you want us to help you, you're going to have to give my friends back their stuff. Otherwise...
He raises a hand and snaps twice, and this tall elven man nods his head and closes his eyes lightly and kind of shakes like he understands that you present a better option. And he looks around and says, "Well, you see, I wasn't expecting people to show up. We've sent letters and we've tried to bring others here, unsuccessfully, because who wants to travel to the middle of nowhere to a small village that you've never heard of, and save us? Like, we've tried, but
that's literally my job.
That's mostly what we
That's
do.
kind of what I do on a regular basis. Like, literally, could have just asked me. But you took my scimitars! What's it worked for?
Well, hang on, just 1 second. And he looks around and he snaps his fingers again, and out of one of the buildings nearby rushes an orc, and he's got his arms full, and he drops down onto his knees, and in his arms he's got a big ornate wooden box, and the elven man opens the lid of the box, and within you see your scimitars laying nicely polished. You see that there was a scuff on one of the blades that has been polished out, and it looks in better condition than you would have expected it to be. And above there's the holy symbol that had been stolen from you, Fur, and it's been gently cleaned and wrapped in a white linen cloth. And he puts his hands out. You may take what is yours. We just had it for collateral, and we made sure that it was cleaned and well taken care of. Only the finest for each of these items. I'm sure the scimitars belong to a few of you.
They're both mine.
Oh, well. Apologies, sir, that we stole 2 things from you. We meant to entice more of the group by, smaller things here and there.
Can you just describe the appearance of this elf a little bit more?
Of this elf? Yeah. He's a bit battle scarred. You see a couple old scars in his cheeks and forehead, and one that kind of goes down his neck. He seems like he's been in battle. He holds himself like he had been a leader. And the way he's walked through the streets, he is still very nimble, even though he is quite an old elf. He keeps an eye on everything, and he has bright blue eyes.
What about our new friend here? Sir, you missing something?
Yeah, I see my item there. I'm gonna grab it. And as I grab the item, I want to put my hand out to shake the elven guy's hand and say, I for one understand why no one would ever want to come here, so I know why you stole the stuff. And as I say that, I'm gonna also befriending him, trying to shake his hand and pat him on the side because I'm so short, try and pickpocket something from his pocket.
All right, so he kind of gives you a funny look and reaches his hand out as a warm gesture and is staring at you. Please roll sleight of hand.
Alohan's got a butt.
Can I roll perception to see if I notice this?
I rolled 23.
23. Yeah, totally not seen by this elven man. And apparently Alohan.
I didn't. Well, I have a 15.
A 15? You notice that his hand kind of grazed the man, and you're probably thinking,
Yeah. So
what did he take? What you did take was a set of keys. There are 3 keys on this small chain. It looks like something that'd be worn around a neck because it's a longer chain. The keys are of skeleton key quality. They're worn quite well, as if they're used almost on the daily. They are made of brass, and they all have different heads to them, so they seem to be 2 different items or different doors that could be somewhere in this hamlet.
Great. As I grab those and turn back to the group to walk towards where everyone else is, I want to flash them to the group like this, and then pocket them. But I want to try and not have him notice that I'm doing that.
Yeah. Do roll one more sleight of hand and see how that goes here.
Okay, not as good, but 16.
You do not get noticed. The elven man does kind of look at you funny as you make a weird motion, but he pays no mind to that.
If I were to do insight on it, would that tell me anything?
Do insight on which?
On him showing the keys. Because I feel like I'm slightly confused, why he did that.
Sure, you can roll insight.
And you're honest about it? This is new to Alohan.
That's not going to do much. It's an 11.
An 11? You probably understand that those weren't his keys.
Well, obviously, I do not.
The elven man looks around at the group as you're all standing a handful of feet ahead of him and says, your guide should be here shortly. If you need to freshen up, there's a home just around the corner that is vacant. It's got a sign out in front of it. We do use that as a temporary housing for visitors. There's fresh towels, there's some fresh food on the table. Do spend a few minutes. The guide will be here to let you know what he believes is happening. And he waves to you all and kind of points off just behind you. There's a home that a door stands open and a small sign in the front window that says "Welcome, Travelers."
Bigsby kind of walks that way with his scimitars cradled in his arms, and he's just like, "I'm so sorry. Nick was supposed to be watching."
Does he really expect us to stay in a hostel? Is this...
I mean, if nobody else is here, it looks friendly to me.
It's a whole house. I usually stay outside anyway.
I mean, we could see what these keys are for.
What, those aren't yours?
No, where I come from, an eye for an eye, as they say. So, he stole from us, I stole from him.
It's better than taking his eye, I guess, yeah.
But I'll give him back after we use him.
Right, because he gave us our
Because he
stuff
gave
back.
us our stuff back, of course.
What did they take of yours?
This is a holy symbol from my village.
Oh, that's important.
And I'll show it to you, and it's this, it actually matches very much what is on his necklace, like the rudimentary stone, but it has engraved on it, like the image of a gorilla. He says, my people worship, a gorilla, and, old, long, many years, not alive. We have this stone structure made of this giant ape, and each one of us carries a piece of it with us. So when we lose it, it's almost shameful. So I had to come and get it back, of course.
Wait, hold up. Is there still a statue if you're all carrying around a piece of it? Is it
Yes,
like...
I mean, this is very little. It's probably like 2 or 3 inches big, so it's very small.
In comparison to the statue, it's just a tiny piece. Got it.
Before we adventure together, I should ask then, sometimes I like to become a big ape. Is that, like, sacrilegious to you, or is that, like, cool?
I think big apes are great.
Okay.
I was good to ask. You don't want to step on any toes.
Right. So, keys?
I'm happy to use them. Are there any doors in this room other than the one that we just saw someone leave through?
So if you had approached the home and walked in, you noticed there is a lock on the front door. There are a couple small cabinets and closets that look locked in the main home. As you've entered, it does seem that there is a table with some food off to one side, a wash area to the back of the home. It is a single story, nothing too fancy, but it does have a couple cots set out, and there's a couple small rooms that look like they could be a storage spot. So.
Try him out. I mean, maybe on the front door first, because it seems like he's the one who maybe let us in here.
Yeah. What?
I mean, it was open, but, like, he told us to come here, right?
Yeah, I'll try them on the front door and see if they work on that.
Yeah, of the 3 keys, the key that is the least worn works on the front door. So you're able to lock and unlock the front door. The other 2 don't fit in quite right. They seem to be for a slightly bigger lock.
Okay.
But none of the other locks in the home are bigger than the front lock.
Alright. Interesting.
Very interesting. Was there a because they brought out a nice big fancy chest with a bunch of stuff in it, right?
Yep.
Was there a lock on that box?
There was a lock on that box.
Could I remember if that lock was bigger and might fit one of these keys?
Or if we saw him open it?
Or if we saw him, we might not have seen him open.
You didn't see it open, but yes, you do remember. You did get a decent enough look as you reached for your holy symbol to see the lock right on top. The lid wasn't all the way open, so it was kind of slanted, so you did see. It did look a little bit bigger in size.
Food for thought.
Yeah.
I mean,
the box did come from a building across the street, is what you also recall. Across the street, it seems to be a larger building in all of the surrounding. So out of like the 10 buildings in this hamlet, it's one of the larger ones. It's not the main home, but you do see through the windows that there are figures moving about. It seems to be a central hub of sorts.
We could try the key over there. I don't know how interested you all are in getting into trouble.
Look like we need keys.
Like we need. Oh, jeez. as you were all talking about this, however, there's a knock kind of at the front door that's half closed.
We didn't even do it yet!
Hello? Hello in there? Hello?
Come in.
Oh,
I'm gonna
yes.
hide the keys.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Uh-huh.
And a gnome walks in and looks up at all of you. Well, welcome, travelers. So we see that there is a need for you all. Is there any more here in the home? Anyone in the washroom? Is it just you lot?
Just
Oh, well, all right. This is the army we have for a fun task ahead. You see that there is some trouble here. I believe my counterpart has told you that there's ghosts, and he waves his hands like he doesn't believe any of it. And just kind of rolls his eyes a little bit. But there's ghosts here that we need to dispatch of. There's a new entryway that has been made into some ruins that are quite fascinating. And you see that he has something in his hand, a little stone object, and as he opens his hand, he shows it to you. This stone is quite rare, and you see the carvings in it. They're magical, and we are just trying to ensure that we can get all of the stones of this quality safely into our archival suite across the way, where we assess magical items and other things that we acquire. And a question, sir?
No, this is out of game. I would like to roll an insight check.
Yeah, roll an insight check. And as you're rolling the insight check, he continues on and says, well, in our hub, we make sure we bring the most magical items to the right tailor or the right tinkerer or even the right blacksmith, and we create wonderful items to sell across the lands. What did you roll for insight?
17.
17. What are you trying to understand with insight?
I mean, he was like, we're going to take all these magical stones to the archive special place.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you really going to take it there, or are you trying to profit off of them?
So
maybe?
as he continued on, he did say that they bring him to the right craftsman in town to use, but he did seem a bit aloof on what the first step is. And you may believe a little bit that one building that your weapons and holy relic had come back out of might be a hub for where they process magical items or other things, and maybe a little bit more in depth to like finding something for themselves is what you're gaining from his speech. So, we've gathered most of the stones in the first room, and our excavators went into the second room where trouble struck. You see, these dwarves are quite hardy, and they've been wonderful to us as they've really gathered a bunch of the stones and did some great stonework here. We lost 4 of our dear friends. And the 5th one, he's lost it. Whatever he saw, he believes that his friends are gone for good, and we need you to dispatch of whatever it is and maybe return, hopefully the other 4 to life, if they're still alive, and bring them back to us, because unless you know masonry, we have a few things to fix in this area.
Well, look, to get an idea now of where this encounter may have taken place, how long did these guys usually dig? Do they dig the whole day through?
Usually. And they dig. A lot more, too.
Why didn't you just hire more dwarves?
Well, 5
Normally
seemed
about 7
seemed like
to
enough.
4.
Oh, you needed at least 2 more, buddy.
You know, when you get larger groups, you might get ones that are sleepy or a bit dopey, and we don't want that. We need...
Oh, you wound it up with a dopey one is what it sounds like, because he's not
Well-
feeling too good, are they?
Did you ever think that maybe you're taking, magical relics from ancient ruins is what caused this problem in the first place?
Ouch, that one's gotta hurt. That one's got to hurt.
Potentially, but the ruins kind of found us. They were under the main home, and we were just actually excavating for more stone, and we weren't looking for ruins here. We were actually going to send a group out for the ruins a couple miles out from here. It just happened to be right under us that there was a nice little treasure trove.
Ah, interesting. The ruins found you, like our items somehow found your friend who stole them from us.
There's a lot of finding going on. You may keep what you find past the first room. When you get past the first room, if you find anything that you wish to keep, feel free. Just have fun.
All right, so you just want us to go in there, kick some ghost butt, save anyone that might be left, and call it a day.
Yes, that would be quite wonderful if you could do that for us. It would definitely put us at ease, because some of these ghost hauntings that are happening definitely do not bode well for visitors for our little hamlet.
If there's no ghosts, then how come you didn't go look for them?
Madam, and he looks way up at you. I am of small stature, and if 5 dwarfs cannot solve whatever this thing is, do you think I could? Do you see these little arms?
So you get a gnome, a halfling, and 2 elves.
I sent for adventurers, and this is what I got. He's got muscles. He's got a pet.
These other adventurers that you sent for, what did you steal from them, and could we use their stuff to help us?
We do not let you borrow one another's things. Imagine if your holy symbol was broken in half or your scimitar bent.
They're clearly not coming for them.
What if they show up just after you go in and they have something that is quite valuable to how they fight? Say the holy symbol. If that's the core of how our monk here fights, then, well, he's defenseless. I couldn't do that to another.
But if we go in here and we come out successful and they still have not come and claim them,
Dibs.
I call dibs.
Well, we'll speak of that if you come out and claim
Not
them.
on. I've got everything I need, and I'm still cradling my.
I can show you to where the ruins are if you wish, or if you wish to indulge in the fruit on the table, I'll be just outside.
Well,
he begins
new
to back
friends.
away.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's fine. He begins to back away as he's kind of eyeballing you as you're giving him weird looks and asking if, waves at you and starts stepping towards the door. And then, what was it that you were going to say?
I'm gonna say, hi ho, new friends. It's off to work we go.
off to work. Yes. He opens the door and
So while we go.
I grab an apple off the table.
there you go. He wipes his brow as he had begun sweating at the encounter with you lot. And as you step out into the street, a small human male comes rushing out of one of the buildings just down the road. You see he's wearing fine linens, one of which the arm doesn't seem to be fully sewn, and it's kind of coming apart. And he's flailing his arms up in the air, screaming wildly. And as he's doing that, an older woman comes rushing behind him. Get back here! I'm not done sewing that arm! What's gotten into you? And she chases him throughout, and he's running, flailing, and screaming. And as he runs past you, you hear, ghosts! 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 They're gonna get me! And he ends up running and tripping over in front of the main building and falls square on his face. And as he fell, he ends up like hitting his head and goes completely unconscious and lays there. And you hear a sigh, and the old woman walks up. Oh, this is... I've got to start fresh with this dress. I can't get this dressage for the Emperor. His new clothes must be just right. And she shakes the young man awake, and he looks around and seems stunned as if he doesn't know how he got to where he's at. And as he's turned around, you see there's rich golden threads sewn into the top part of this cloak. And you can see a few of them are torn and there's dirt on it already. And you hear her mumbling to him something about ruining another outfit for the third time this week. Your host, however...
Sounds weird.
Your host, however, looks at you and goes, it seems that there's some ghosts haunting this poor lad. He probably had too much caffeine today. Come on this way! And he shows you off to the side of the home, where you do see piles of dirt as excavation had happened.
Is this our entrance?
As you take a look at it, yes, there seems to be an entrance, an archway under the dirt that has a couple torches set at it, lit and ready to be taken inside.
I produce flame in my hand and grab my quarterstaff and. All right.
I'll grab one of the torches.
I light it.
I'll grab a torch as well.
All right. So 2 torches and
You get
a handful of flame. As you walk in, you notice a great hall that has been cleaned and essentially torn apart. There's very meticulous removal of what seem to be socketed gems and stones in some of the walls and in a couple of the columns. The floor is quite clean, as if it's been brushed and really investigated. There is almost nothing other than some bare sockets to see here, but across the way there is a door that is slightly open and a light blue glow coming out of it.
But that's weird.
Hello.
Nothing in return as you're approaching the door.
I want to look to Mick, because I think Mick can, if he smells anything fishy, he's got keen hearing and smell.
Yep.
Can he do a check on that perception?
Yeah.
Jeez, Mick. Where is it? Yoo-hoo. There it is. 10!
Total of 10. Mick puts his nose up and he turns back towards the door as all of you catch a whiff of what could be a smoked meat coming past. And he goes and kind of looks back at you, Bigsby, and then licks his lips and then looks forward as if he knows he got distracted.
Focus! Mick.
I want to sneak up to the door and see if I can see anything in the room.
Yeah, as you sneak up to the door, you notice there's an engraving on part of the door that seems to be worn. It says, "Beware those seeking fortune," and then it gets worn off. And it's just above handle height, almost as if it had been put there not too long ago. It's scrawled very haphazardly, not like the ornate designs throughout the room that you've seen. So it wasn't by the same makers of the door and the room itself. But as you get up to the door and peek through, you do see that there's a little bit of a platform ahead of you with a wooden bridge that goes off to some piece in the middle of the room that rises up from your angle, an abyss. There's 6 total dancing blue flames that sit next to the wall that just kind of hover in place, and they seem to have been magically placed there. There's some light scorching on the wall as if they've been there for many, many years.
I want to look back to the group, and I have a racial trait where I can speak telepathically to any one creature I share a language with.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to look at Bigsby and say, "There's dancing lights. Come up here. Take a look at this."
Okay. I'll walk up.
as you peek in with a whole 3 inches of height angle difference, you do notice that there's a very sturdy wooden bridge that goes to a central platform, and you believe you see a bridge on the other side in the faint light. But it does seem like there's a bit of an abyss around the central platform. And on the far wall, you think you notice some faint lights next to a door frame.
Yeah, there's looks like there's a way across. These magic lights though are very interesting.
If you can just give me a couple minutes, I would like to cast Detect Magic as a ritual.
A couple as in 10?
Uh-huh.
So, the rest of you, what do you do for the 10 minutes that she decides to ask you to wait?
I draw a tic-tac-toe board on the floor. Hey, new guy.
New guy.
Fur.
Yeah, Briggleby, what's up?
No, Bigsby. I don't
It's
remember your
Bigglesworth.
name. Right, Bigsby. Oh, Bigsby Longfellow.
Is there anything of
Pickle
interest around
bottom.
you?
Okay, I was gonna ask you if you wanted to play, but I'm gonna play with Mick. So I'll play tic-tac-toe with Mick.
As you're playing tic-tac-toe with Mick, Alolan, I would ask that you roll Insight 3 times.
3.
Yes. Or Investigation. Investigation 3 times.
Zelda's not happy about that.
Oh no, Zelly.
I had to put the clone down.
The little puppy here is grumpy that her toy is taken.
So the first one, I can't see my sheet, is a 19.
Okay.
The second one is 14.
For investigation?
Oh no, the second roll is a 11.
11, okay. And what is your third roll?
What is my third roll? What am I rolling?
Investigation.
You said insight. That's 13.
Alright, so your investigation, you do find that there is a broken piece of a ruby that had been left behind in one of the sockets, but you find nothing else as you scan for treasure throughout this room.
I'm gonna make the party aware of the sign overhead that says "Beware those seeking fortune."
As you
Well, I should be fine because I don't usually go for anything nice except for these scimitars. So, like, I've really kind of achieved my one goal in life.
I've achieved my one goal in life. So as a DM, I shouldn't have given those to you. We now
No,
have...
I mean, I got other goals. I mean, it wasn't my one goal, but it
The
was
big
definitely,
goal.
it was a big one on my way to, like, now I can be who I want to be. You know what I mean?
I think I do. And as the 10 minutes comes to a close, Rosalind is now ready to detect all of the magical things.
All the magic.
As suddenly the timer goes off, ding! 10 minutes later, you do notice there are very faint glows in some of the sockets, as if there was magical residue, but they're very, very light. So whatever had been removed from the walls, what was socketed in the walls, had some magical property to it. Nothing else in this room seems to stick out.
I want to look. I was wanting because he had drawn our attention to the lights in the next room. I want to go peek in the next room and see what I pick up.
Yeah.
Anything 30 feet.
Totally. So as you had looked around and tried to see what was available to you as far as magical quality in this room, when you opened your eyes, you make your way to the door, and my notes just disappeared. So I'm gonna say you saunter over there slowly, thinking about this morning's breakfast. La-di-dee-da-di-da. There we go. And as you peek into the room, you do notice that the lights that glow blue physically do glow of an illusory quality. So there's illusions that have been made to make the lights appear. But that's the only thing glowing magically about this room. It seems pretty quiet and calm, straightforward. There's nothing socketed into the walls, into the floor. You just see that there's magic causing these lights to stay afloat.
And is there any school of magic to the residue in room 1?
It's incredibly faint. The glow that you see is almost indiscernible as far as the color quality.
I think we're safe.
Once she says that, I'll push the door open.
As you push the door open, and walk, you notice that there is a platform on this side that spans wall to wall, and wall to wall is about 80 feet wide and about 80 feet across this abyss, and it's kind of cavernous above you, about 20 plus feet up. You notice that because you had stepped down a little bit to get into this area, that you must be almost immediately under the house if you were to blow a hole through the ceiling. And as you look across, this platform extends about 10 feet into the room. A very sturdy bridge, not one that slacks with rope, but one that is flat across to the central platform, is very well made. The wood is carved with some ornate figures around. Doggo is chewing very loudly over here. Sorry, everyone.
Is that what's going on?
She's teething. I'm sorry.
We have a teething puppy, so you're gonna hear squeakies and clicks as she's trying to not destroy Lindsay's hands. So apologies.
It's audio effect of us walking
It's
across.
audio effect. It's 100% Foley. Our Foley studio only has one thing in it, and it's a dog with a Kong. So you guys are all wearing rubber moccasins today. And as you walk into the room in these rubber moccasins and see the cavernous ceiling and the bridge across, you do notice in the central platform, it does rise up a very nice stonework in the room. That on that platform in the center, there seems to be a rotating lever of sorts that has 4 posts. It looks like it needs to be rotated in a direction to perform some sort of action. You see the same style bridge on the far side as well that continues across. The platform in the center is about 30 feet in diameter, so from center 15 to any edge, and it's fairly circular. Other than that, as you approach the edge and look down into the abyss, it goes about 20 feet down, and as you are able to see some of the lights raise and lower, there's spikes, lots and lots of wooden spikes all over on this quote-unquote abyss floor. You do happen to also catch that there is a skeleton that looked like it had been impaled many, many years ago on one of the spikes.
Ooh. That doesn't look good.
Well, I guess we go to that first platform then.
Yep.
Maybe take it nice and easy, not everyone on the bridge at the same time. New people first, out of courtesy.
And I'll go. The moment he says that, I'll go.
All right. You begin walking across the bridge, and it does not even creak underneath foot. It's as sturdy as ever. It almost feels as if you're walking on the stonework that you were on just prior. It's got a nice hollow thunk as you step across, and you're able to make it about halfway, and nothing has happened yet. Do you continue across, or do you flag people down? What is your next step?
I'll continue across.
Right. As you continue across, you notice that on the platform, there are a couple spots in the stonework that have been worn down, and there's a puddle sitting in a few things, and there is no dripping, but these puddles seem like they've been here fairly fresh. And I need you to please roll a perception as you step off of the bridge.
Oh, 25.
25. You do notice that as you're about to step off of the bridge, there is a gelatinous quality just in front of you.
So yeah, I'll stop and have 1 foot in the air.
And your toe barely taps into this goo, and you're just made aware of a gelatinous presence immediately in front of you. And as you notice that, it ripples, and you see kind of the room reflect a little bit, and it goes on either side of you, a handful of feet, and a couple feet above.
I will call that back to the group.
And as you call back that there's a gelatinous presence, I need everyone to roll for initiative.
Oh, shoot. Wait, is it room wide?
No, it's the bridge is about 5.5, 6 feet wide. This gelatinous presence spans that entire width, and about the same height tall. So he's looking up a couple feet over him and to either side.
I just wanted to make sure, like, you know how we saw a bridge on the other side and a doorway? I wanted to make sure it wasn't like, it was a gelatinous cube reflecting everything back at you.
No. You do notice that as the foot went in, and he calls it back, you see the room kind of wobble behind it, as if you're seeing this gelatinous cube come into shape here. And we are going to go in alphabetical order. So that means we start with Bigsby Lufalu.
That would be a total of 5.
Hello. Aloan.
16.
16. Fur.
8.
8.
Wow.
McCall J.
My luck ran out.
McCall J, on the other hand, gets a 21.
Wow. Go McCall J. And Rosalind.
12.
12. Man, I was joking about killing you all, but whoops. Here we go. At the top of the turn order, we start with McCall J.
So I think McCall J, I picture him all of a sudden, like, putting a paw print down on, like, the winning move in tic-tac-toe. And then all of a sudden, with, like, the breeze just catches right, and he's like, danger! And he goes bounding down after, because I don't think he would necessarily see the gelatinous cube.
Okay.
But I think what he might do, and it all depends on if Fur will go with it. But I think his idea is to kind of like run up, because he can move 50 feet in one movement now.
Yep.
And kind of like scoot his head underneath Fur to like kind of bump him up into the saddle. And then just turn around and like double back.
All right.
That's what he'll try to do.
He'll try to do that. I'm going to ask now, Fur, what would you do as a reaction to that?
I think I would be shocked that happened, and would probably not willingly be like immediately like put on the back.
Okay.
I feel like
Be
here's
carried
what I'm
away.
picturing. And maybe we can let the halfling like choose through his own abilities. Because I figured like Mick's head, because Mick's big. Like I figured his head would kind of like go underneath your legs and kind of like use that.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just how like he backflips. Like if he wants to land on the fox, or be like, no, I don't want to be on a fox.
Yeah, I would probably
no.
not want to be on the fox.
All right. So in order to play this out, let's do a reactionary here, because McCall J is trying to run you back. Let's have you roll on your acrobatics to see if you can land off of the fox or away from whatever is now like coming up under your legs as you're caught off guard.
And he's on the bridge, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's on the edge of everything.
I rolled 14.
14.
Acrobatics.
All right. With that, you are able to land, but you do kind of catch a toe on the rail of the bridge and tumble under. And as Mick jumps over you, you land and are laying on your back in the middle of the bridge. So you're back a handful of feet because Mick did give you a throw and you did tumble. You're safe. You're in the middle of this. I believe it's roughly 20-foot wide bridge. So you're laying there on your back, and the wolf or the fox hops over you and runs back, and he stops at the end of the bridge and looks around as if he expected there to be
He's like,
a creature on him.
Yeah, I feel no way.
So now we have McCallJ facing back with a stunned look on his face, staring at the group. And as McCallJ stands tall, the rest of you can't get a very solid look on where Fur had landed.
Oh, look at Mick. Did you just kill him?
Alohan.
Okay, so what would I know about what Fur saw? I don't know anything, right?
You would have heard he probably called back, and what do you believe you called back for? That there's
there's a gelatinous substance.
Yeah.
But I don't see anything.
You saw it mildly ripple as it came into effect, and it started to move a little bit, so you do see kind of a weird outline that kind of distorts your vision through it.
And then I saw McCallJ
You saw
slam the monk down on his back.
Yeah, you saw the monk go up, and you heard a thud, but you didn't hear any presence of like a scream or anything as if he'd gone off the edge.
Okay, and how long is the bridge?
The bridge is about 20 feet long.
It's 20 by 20?
20 feet across and about 6 feet wide.
Oh, okay. So I guess. Oh, and my other question. Sorry, all my arrows have been in my enchanted quiver for what, a couple weeks now. At least.
A few days. At least a few days. Yeah.
So how many would I know to be?
Your enchanted quiver grew about 3 a day, and you would have to physically break them from the quiver.
Right, which I probably would have done every...
So you probably have about 25 arrows jammed in this quiver, and it's packed tight. Like, there's no more that can
So I have 25. Are they all
They're
enchanted?
They're all
arrows?
enchanted. You do have a few of your regular ones attached to your pack.
So how many of those?
Well, they're attached to your pack. I would assume that if you were trying to get as many enchanted, you would have removed your regular ones, unless you want to mix them.
No, it's fine. I'm trying to get an understanding of what I have.
Okay. You have all of your regular arrows, and you have 25 enchanted.
Okay, that's better.
He was just mimicking the game. We lost sight of him for a minute.
And so just...
Yeah.
And now he's a little halfling.
It's all right. We have
You're not the first.
the wonderful fun remote streaming.
Yep.
People are aware. You are now halfling size on screen, so if you want to take a look on the live stream, there's a tiny Michael in the top corner.
It's just like the shadow, where it went huge,
and
then
now
normal,
it's like
and then
small.
tiny.
Oh, now
That
it's a
was
little
weird.
bigger. Wait, nope, never mind.
It's all right. Technical difficulty.
Carry
Very
on.
strange.
We'll
Okay. So now that I'm done asking all my questions, I guess the only thing I'm gonna do is just ready my bow and an arrow.
You're not gonna fire any shots.
Well, I can't, right? Because it's an action.
Oh, to pull your bow. Yeah. So
Unless
you
I.
can-
Well, I can. No. No. How far away from the bridge am I though?
You're probably just inside the doorway as you all had stepped in.
And am I obstructed or unobstructed?
Unobstructed, as Rosalind is the only other taller humanoid near you. She's probably standing next to you, not in front of you.
Okay, so I'll just ready my bow, I guess, and just
Okay.
kind of hang out where I'm at.
Ready your bow and get ready to fire a shot. Okay, cool. We go to Rosalind.
Nobody's close, so we're gonna cast some moonbeam. What? I want to centralize the moonbeam like on the platform so that the gelatinous cube is like in it, but people could still approach.
How wide is your moonbeam?
So wide, 15 feet. No, just kidding. 5 foot radius.
5 foot radius. Okay, so you want to
so
put it at the end of the
10 feet.
bridge?
Sorry.
You want to put it? Okay. Okay, so you would probably want to put it between the bridge and the center of the platform, so you guys can step in and around if need be.
Yes, that's exactly
Cool.
what I wanted.
So you put the moonbeam, so whatever this gelatinous substance is should get hit by it partly. Alrighty. please let me know what you're rolling for damage against this gelatinous substance.
Yes, you do get a save.
All right.
Constitution, please.
Constitution save. Which die do I roll for Constitution save? This one. I think you're gonna be a good one. 16.
Darn. Okay. You are fine for now. You don't take damage, but it's still there.
Not
So-
even half damage?
It's no, I'll save or. I'll save or. Yep. So you're good for now.
All right. As
But
the
it's
moonbeam comes down and catches
seems
this gelatinous cube lights up, and you see that it's about a 5 foot by 5 foot cube of gel, and it's shining at all of its edges, and it kind of ripples through. The light hits the walls.
Increased visibility. You're welcome.
Increased visibility, and you know exactly where your target is. And with that, it is first turn.
Okay, so where am I now in relation to the cube?
You are center of this 20-foot long bridge. The cube is still at the end of the bridge where you had first encountered it, on the central platform, and you are actually on your back at the moment.
Great. So I guess I'm going to use, half my movement to stand up.
Yep.
And I, from, one of the leather straps that's on my arm, I want to pull off a dart and throw a dart at the gelatinous cube.
All right. Please roll to hit.
16.
16. I believe that does hit, correct.
Okay. That is 9. I rolled a 4 on my d4, which is great. So 9
Ooh.
damage.
9 damage.
What?
And I want to use... Oh, sorry.
As you throw the dart, you see it lock in and kind of sink just a little bit into the cube and sit about a foot or so in.
Do I gather that it hurt it?
Yeah, I mean, as you hit it, you do notice that a little bit is kind of oozing out from where you pierced through. So it seems like it's slightly more liquidy inside of this cube.
Great. And then I'm going to use the other half of my movement to... you know what? I'm going to stay where I'm at.
All right. Bigsby, sir.
Bigsby's gonna, think to himself, once again, Bigsby, you are a close-range fighter without any magical weapons against a thing that could immediately kill you. So he's going to pull from his pack the scroll of wild magic that he got in his last adventure, which he can use once every 3 days, and just see what happens.
I need you to roll.
Oh no.
100. So 10 and a percentage die for me.
Okay, percentiles, you got it. Well, I might not be able to drive 55, but I can roll it.
You can roll it. All right, 55 on our wild magic table here. I do have a wild magic table that is a little bit modified. With the Wild Mage Revisited, you can find on the GM binder. We've done some fun stuff with our main character, our main quest characters. We have a Wild Mage, and with this one, this is my favorite one. Bigsby, at that moment, as you cast from your scroll, a bit of hair falls in front of your face and then falls off of you, and then the rest of your hair continues to fall out of your head. Your mustache falls completely off.
How dare you? How dare you? First off, wait, hold up. Just as a timeout. This scroll of wild magic is supposed to have things listed on it, isn't it?
Jared has the list, right?
I have the list.
And it's
I
from
guess
the
I never
wild
saw
magic.
the list to even know what I was supposed to be rolling for.
It's the wild magic table.
It's
in
a
the
wild
book.
magic scroll.
Bigsby throws himself to the spikes. No.
Bigsby,
Into
as
the
it does
gelatinous.
fall out though, you feel your body regrowing all of the hair, and there's a slight amount of stubble across your face and on your eyebrows, and a bit of stubble on the top of your head. You feel that at the rate that it's coming back, you'll have your full head of hair and mustache within a day.
Cool. Bigsby has a new idea that he's going to try in the next round.
Sorry, our tiny tear is bumping our camera. So
It's not an earthquake. We're safe. Awesome. You were, I think, one off from
Don't.
Just don't. You're
from
going to
killing
make it work.
everybody.
You're not
You're
helping.
one off from killing everybody.
I'd rather do that, Jared, than lose my mustache.
Your mustache
it
is slowly
grows
coming back. It's
I don't
okay.
care. They're our clerics. They can be brought back to life.
Valare had lost her hair, what, twice? 3 times?
At least.
All right.
At
Our new bald friend, the gelatinous cube now decides to
Needs
move
to roll a
forward.
Constitution
Oh,
save.
a Constitution save, eh?
Yes.
That is a 10.
Nope.
Nope.
You're
Off he
gonna
goes.
take 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage.
Yep.
All right. You
The moon burn.
you see a bit of a sizzle come off the back of this gelatinous cube as it moves forward 15 feet, and as it does, it reaches the center of the bridge, and it engulfs, or attempts to engulf, our monk here. I need a dexterity saving throw from our monk.
Oh, I'm
as-
good at that.
As this cube
As he
slides
rolls.
forward at you.
And he's a halfling, so even if he rolls a 1.
This is what I said.
Did you roll a 1?
No,
But he
I
didn't.
rolled a 2. So
Okay.
it's 9.
Ah,
9.
Yikes.
You are
Twos.
You
Yeah.
jinxed it.
You are engulfed in this gelatinous cube.
oh, shoot.
Uh,
Oh no.
And you take
So,
acid damage
Uh-huh.
of 8. So you take 8
Okay.
acid damage. But at this moment, you feel that you can't move or breathe very well. And you're kind of stuck floating just inside this cube.
Cool.
oh, we're not still cursed, are we?
No, you got rid of that curse.
I'm just making sure.
Yep.
For some reason.
McCulJ.
I mean, Mick tried to do the heroic thing, but now... Is there... Okay, Mick will look. Is there a little bit of fabric sticking out still of, like, his tunic or his pack or anything?
No, but he's just into the cube. Like, if Mick decides to jump at it, then
No.
no.
No, Mick's gonna back up because I think Mick's still on the bridge at some point. So Mick's gonna be like, "I'm a fox. This is evil acid jello. This is not how it works." And he's gonna look back to Bigsby for direction and probably like jump a little bit, like, "What the heck happened to you?"
And that's
and
it.
then that's gonna be his turn.
All right.
But now the bridge is open for anyone to run up and save the halfling.
The bridge is open to go save this halfling. Aloan, it's your turn. You see your new friend engulfed into this cube and kind of hovering in it a little bit, trying to swim as much as he can.
How far is the cube from me now? 10, 15 feet?
The cube is about 15, maybe 20 feet if you're lucky.
What is short range?
Short range like melee?
Yeah, like what is the difference between short range and long range for one?
Oh, with your weaponry, I believe For a ranged attack, it's between 60 and 120 feet. It'll tell you on your weapon.
Okay. I see.
If you're within melee range, that's a disadvantage. So you're not within melee range.
No. Okay.
You're just gonna fire into this thing?
Well, okay, wait. So here's my next thing.
Yep.
Does he count as an ally within 5 feet of the enemy?
Yes, he does. He's contained within 5 feet of the enemy.
I just needed you to say it.
Yes.
Valid question.
Okay, so I only have like one thing I can do, and I'm not going near it, so I'm going to shoot the gelatinous blob because I don't want it to come after me.
Okay.
So, and I'm thinking I'm going to do my sharpshooter.
What does your sharpshooter do?
Where I can take a -5 penalty on my attack roll and get +10 on the damage.
Okay.
I hope it doesn't hit me.
I was gonna say me too, but I don't even know you, so... Lolan doesn't know her, so...
True.
She's like, whatever. Well, not like whatever, but it's like...
No, let's face it. Everyone's like, whatever.
Okay, well, it worked out because I rolled an 18 on the die, so -5 would be 13,
Yep.
plus 7 is 20. So...
A soft 20 to hit?
Yeah.
Hits. Easily
Okay.
hits.
So... I get... I have to think this out loud. So I get my d6 plus 5 plus 1 from it being enchanted. Plus 2d6.
For your sneak attack. So roll 3d6.
Plus 10.
So roll 3d6 and add 16 to it.
Okay. It's a lot of plus. 5, 9, 11.
11. So
So
you have
27?
27 points of damage. Fur, as you're stuck there floating, kind of looking away from the party because of how it engulfed you, you see this arrow come quickly flying over your shoulder and slow to a stop about 6 or 8 inches in front of you. And there's a few bubbles that kind of trailed behind it. And it's not like next to your head, but if it were 6-8 inches off, it might have been your head. So you know the party is at least trying something.
Now, I can use my dash action to back away, or because I have a bonus action that I can use.
If you haven't moved, you don't have to use dash.
Oh, well, that's true, but I don't want... Okay, so here's the thing. I know I'm far enough away that it wouldn't be an opportunity attack if I move away from...
The room is about 80 feet wide, and there's a 10-foot platform that spans this wall. So you could move down one edge of this wall or out of the room. If you stay within the room, you get to see what's going on. If you go out of the room, then
No, I'm not gonna leave the room,
Alright.
but I don't want to be like within like 40 feet of this thing. So
Alright.
if I use my move action and I can use my bonus action to go a little further.
Okay, yeah. I mean, if you want to use your bonus of dash to get as far as you can, what is your move? 25 or 30?
Well, I
think it's-
mean, I'm
oh,
an
you're
elf,
30.
so it should be 30.
So you can move 60 feet.
It's 35.
You can move 70 feet down. You can almost go to either end. Which way do you want to go?
We'll go that way. I don't know. Whichever way.
You'll go to the left side.
Yeah.
Then. So if we're looking at the entrance from the door, you're running to the left side, and you're almost in that far left corner,
Cool.
hanging out. All right. It is Rosalind's turn.
Yes. I'm nervous to move the moonbeam and hurt our friend. So I still have the fire in my hand.
Okay.
He's also nervous to be hurt.
Well, you don't.
I do.
2 different concentration spells.
This is conj, not cons.
What is? Oh, produce flames.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not concentration.
Nope. So I still have the flame in my hand, and I'm gonna throw it at the blob.
You're gonna throw it at the blob.
Yep.
I thought the blob had gotten you. Welcome back, Michael.
Sorry, y'all. I don't know. I don't normally have this many problems with Wi-Fi.
Oh,
That's
good.
fine. It's fine. We're playing remote. It's
We
a
didn't even know
known
he
thing.
was gone, though.
Yeah, you
Your
stayed
picture
suspended in your
stayed.
cube. So you throw the produced flame ball at the gelatinous cube. Please roll to hit.
Okay. Oh wait, roll 2 hit?
Yeah, you have
you
to.
go roll the
You
Throw
have
it.
to roll a hit. It's not.
Oh. But I already had it in my hand.
It's not
That's-
magic
it's
missile.
8?
Hits.
Really?
What?
It's me.
Okay. And that
I don't.
is-
Okay,
You can-
so the
you can-
DM was just smiling.
You can look up the stat block. The gelatinous cube is
Yeah, no, I
basically
know, but okay.
3 points of
3
damage.
points of damage.
Now I'm worried.
As that ball of fire hits the cube, it kind of sizzles out, and you see a dark pockmark kind of ripple in, and a little bit of darkness ooze into the rest of the cube as the fire gets put out pretty quickly. All right. Fur, it is your turn. You are trapped within this gelatinous cube. You may make a strength check to see if you can break free.
Okay, I think that's what I'll do. Yeah, let's do that. Do you want? Is it strength, athletics, acrobatics?
It is a pure strength check.
Just pure strength.
Yep.
Okay, great. 11.
11. You are unable to break free, but you feel that with just a little bit more, you could have gotten out.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's all I can do, I'm assuming. And
That's-
take damage.
That's all you can do. You don't take damage until the gelatinous cube's turn. So you're fine. You're struggling for air as you've moved around. Bigsby Lufaloo, it is your turn, sir.
Go do everything. I pull up my left arm, kind of grab it, aim it, and then activate the grappling hook with hopes that it shoots into the gelatinous cube and around my friend.
All right. Please roll to hit.
With what modifiers exactly?
I will give you a dexterity
Regular?
modifier.
Okay. Just a reminder, folks, we have some great donations you could be providing to us. That really change a game.
What was the dice roll?
I mean, it's a 4, but I get to add my dex, which is 4, so 8. I don't know if I'm trying which one I'm trying to hit.
Hey, 8 works.
I think I hit the cube, but
You're able to sink this grappling hook into the cube, and it goes just underneath the arm of your new friend. I will allow you to make one dex save as you try to pull this back out at an angle that you might catch a garment.
that's a little better. Total of 21.
21. You are able to catch a garment of your friend, and you see him spin around, and a head and an arm come out. He's still mostly engulfed in the cube, but he's able to gasp for breath as the start of the cube's turn begins.
I will say, because I'm guessing I can't pull him out anymore, I'm going to deactivate the device so that it's not floating in there and getting damaged.
Yeah.
Just comes back magically.
Comes back magically, and you're able to have at least saved your new friend from taking suffocation damage for this turn, at least. Right
Did not work.
Right now, as the cube is moving forward, fur does get pulled back in as the cube moves forward towards the group. And we have the fox scared of what's going on. No, friends. Pardon me, folks. Babies, calm down. So, is there anyone standing at the end of the bridge?
I mean, Bigsby's not, and Mick had moved back probably on the other side of the door because he was all freaked out.
All right. Then this cube does end up right in front of Rosalind, who was throwing her fire, and Bigsby, almost in between them, and you do get to see one another from either side as the cube is now between the two of you. Nothing happens to engulf, but as the cube does come closer, the cube does swing to attack at Bigsby, who had just fired something into the cube's body.
Oh, and I don't have anything left to live for anyway.
It swings for a 16.
Yep, that'll hit.
All right.
I think. Let me double check. Pretty sure. Yep.
You take 7 points of acid damage, and as it smacks across your head, there was apparently a cloth that was floating freely in this cube, and it gets splattered across your head, and you now have a bright red wig of sorts of gel slime.
Perfect.
All right. Back to the top of the turn order with McCulJ. McCulJ?
Oh, sorry, I forgot that was my other character.
He's still thinking about his different hair at the moment.
He's so scared. Oh, I mean, he's a fox.
we heard him squeaking just a minute ago.
Mm-hmm. I don't think. Let me double check his special abilities. Yeah, I mean, I guess he can move up half as, we can break up movement, right? He can move up,
Yep.
bite, and then move back.
Yep.
Great. He'll do that, I guess.
He'll just bite at the gelatinous cube.
He'll be like, I don't know if I can even hurt you. He can't. Oh no, actually he can. A 10 will hit, won't
A
it?
10 will hit. So he runs up and gets a mouthful of this cube.
Right, we're looking at 11 damage.
11 damage. At this point, as you are all seeing the cube, all of the points that had been pierced or bitten, you see some of the cube oozing out of a little bit, and it does seem to be in a bloodied state.
Really?
Mick jumps back and is probably coughing out a mouthful of gel,
He's like,
exactly like that. On the other side of the cube, it is a Lowen. Oh, sorry. On the far wall, it is a Lowen behind Bigsby and McCulJ. So you can fire shots overhead if you wish, but do know that you have someone in the cube and someone on the far side of the cube. Gelatinous cubes here taste like a weird mix of cherry and watermelon jello and motor oil mixed together.
it was bad enough you
Penguin,
mixed cherry and watermelon.
Penguin Witch
Both
Doctor asked.
My two least favorite flavors.
So, okay.
3 of my favorite flavors: motor oil, cherry, and watermelon.
So, I don't have cover. There's just someone in the cube and someone on the other side.
Someone in the cube, someone on the other side. You don't have cover. You don't.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
I'll just do the same thing.
So yes, you have people within and around 5 feet of this cube again. Firing a shot. All right, roll the hit.
Okay. So, let's see. And I'm doing the whole same thing. Oh, no.
-5 from what?
That's a -2 plus 7 makes it a 5.
-2. You are a -2 to hit.
But plus my stat. Okay, but with the +7, well, the +1, does that just go to damage or does that go to the hit too? Just the damage, right?
Just to the damage, yeah.
Okay, then it's a 5. It's not a -2.
Well, it's a -2 technically on the die because you take.
Yeah, well, I know, but it's.
Wait, it's a modifier, so it is a 3 on the die, so it's not a crit.
Yeah, okay.
But then all of your modifiers put you at a 5. That arrow just kind of lofts up and over and hits the far corner, and drops.
Unexpected crosswind.
Yeah, an unexpected crosswind. Rosalind, it is your turn. You see the arrow kind of fly up and over through this cube, and you hear it hit behind. You just seen the fox take a bite out of this gel. Shillelagh. Here we go.
We'll see how this goes. That's gonna be a 12.
Hits.
Great.
Fur, I like how the characters closest to you are just like beating on the thing instead of trying to just reach in.
Oh.
I tried to save him.
Is that an option? I've never fought one of these before. 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. So you smack this gelatinous cube, and you hear a thwack as the end of your staff gets stuck in it, and you pull out, and gel runs down the staff. 7 points of damage. We go to Fur's turn.
All right, I'm gonna roll my strength save.
Strength save. Welcome to the show where we incapacitate you.
Someone's.
I got the same thing of 11.
11. You feel again that your monk key strength hasn't pushed hard enough.
Just can't do
Just
it.
can't. So Bigsby, you see the monk flailing within the gel, trying to get out.
Just had it.
And it's your turn, Sir Bigsby.
And it's right next to me.
It's right in front of you.
I guess Bigsby just kind of is like, didn't want to have to do this. I'll just reach in, grab him, and pull him out.
All right, so you can reach in. You need to do a. Let me see. What is your check here? You need to do a strength check.
Seems about right. No. That was. Is it a save or a check?
It is a check.
So that's a 7.
A 7.
Mm-hmm.
That fails. You reach in and can't grab your friend, and you take 3 points of acid damage.
Coco.
It is the gelatinous cube turn. At this moment, Fur, you gasp for air, and there is none to be found, so you take 10 points of acid damage.
He's gonna
It's okay. We have healers and potions.
It's okay, we can revive you, maybe. Back up to McCall,
Welcome to the show. Hope you don't die.
Where we kill our healers.
Mick sees that Bigsby is being brave and doing things, and he's gonna run up and do the same move.
Run up and attempt to pull the friend out.
Okay, a 17 on the dice is gonna
17.
hit.
Are you trying to pull Fur out
I say,
or
what were you doing?
attack?
Are you bidding or are you playing?
Oh no, I mean Mick thinks Bigsby's got the whole pull him out thing.
Okay.
That'll just take a while. He's just attacking.
All right.
So he's a fox. 9 damage.
9 damage. Takes a big bite out of this gelatinous cube. The cube continues to ooze profusely out of all these bites and holes. Alolan?
I have one thing. I have.
Just firing shots.
I'm
Another
a
shot.
rogue. There's literally 2 things I can do. I can steal and I can stab things. So
Steal and stab and shoot.
I mean, the piercing seems to be working. If you can hit it.
Yeah.
it's not really a question of what I'm gonna do. Okay, so
Or you could steal your friend from the ooze.
Oh. Steal your friend from the ooze.
I already. Okay, so that's an 11 plus 7 makes it an 18. So that's gonna hit.
Yep.
So
Easily
then
hits.
I'm gonna roll 3d6 plus 16.
Plus 6, or did you do the -5 on that one?
I did the -1.
Oh, okay.
So plus 16.
How many times can you use that?
It is a feat, so
I think it's every.
I can use
every
it
attack.
whenever
Man.
I want. Yeah, it says I can with a ranged weapon that I'm
Okay.
proficient with.
Oh, yes,
I
yes.
can choose to take
Yep,
-5 penalty
Oh,
on the
That was the
attack, so plus
sharpshooter,
10
yes.
on the
Yes.
damage.
where was I? Fine morning, I must have.
Oh, jeez.
I remember that one. I remember I was like, if you land these.
Okay, well.
Penguin
so,
Witch Doctor, you do hit. It only needs an 8 to hit.
So, that's 5 plus 16 makes it 21.
21. As
21.
you fire the shot, it bursts through one side and out the other. Fur, you see the arrow blast in front of your eyes and ripple through, and it goes up and over Rosalind's shoulder on the other side, and kind of just drops on the other side of you. There was a ton of power behind that. Goo shoots in both directions, the entry and the exit, but the cube is still being held together,
Are you serious?
just barely.
You said
Ugh.
bloodied and he's taken like 40 points of
Bloodied,
damage.
I mean, bloodied is halfway through.
Yeah.
I thought it was lower than that.
We get to Rosalind.
Yes. We do. Rosalind's having a crisis.
I want to use. Can I use a reaction while I'm in here to like try and speak?
You can't even breathe.
You
Well, I have a racial trait that allows me to speak telepathically.
you may
That's
you may use that. Yes.
So I'm gonna, seeing Rosalind's confusion, I'm gonna just say kill it.
Kill it.
Then, in my other hand, I'm going to, what the heck, summon Flame Blade. And I feel like I have a nat 20 on this one.
Jeez, you gonna burn it? No, wow, okay.
I'm
It's
done.
like killing a mouse with a giant mouse.
Um,
You had 2 points left. I
don't care. At this point,
Also,
at this point, I get 3d6 on top of my 3d6.
Oh
So
my
that's
gosh. It's so
6,
good.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, plus 12. It's dead, right?
May I
Plus
paint the
13
picture
plus
on this
18?
one?
Yeah, go for it.
Here's what happens. Rosalind, in a fit of rage, creates a flame blade in her hand and expertly carves around our new friend Fur. Almost like it's some sort of electric carving knife on Thanksgiving. She just perfectly etches out our friend, who comes spilling out, and the rest of the ooze like flops over into the abyss. Does that happen?
Mostly, but as the ooze kind of flops over, it just spurts ooze up and all over and lands in a rain of acidic grossness around you. Each of you gets hit, but
Except
because
for
it's
me.
except for you, as it's sprayed out, it's just made you a bit slimy. You don't take any damage, other than our monk, who is completely slimed over here and is able to stand tall. Tall, dripping ooze. You are all out of battle, mostly covered in slime, and the carcass of this ooze falls off into the abyss. It is quiet, other than a little bit of a dripping sound coming from those close to the ooze when it died.
wow. I'm gonna say thanks, and as I say thanks, I'm gonna go hoot, and a bunch of ooze is just gonna come out of Fur's mouth. Ugh. Thanks for the help.
Yeah. I'll dismiss my Flame Blade.
All right.
Yeah, hey,
Anybody need healing?
ouch. I realised I don't own any healing potions.
I do.
Okay. So I'll use 1 level of cure wounds for Bigsby and 1 for Fur. So for Fur. 4 Fur. Here's a D8.
Plus,
So you get 5 plus.
I think 4.
Is it not my
Spellcasting modifier, right?
spellcasting ability
So
modifier?
9.
Okay. 5 plus 4.
9.
My wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So 9.
Yep.
And then you get 7.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
As
That was gross.
as you are all healing and taking a breather, this is a great time for us as a show to take a brief breather. We will be taking a break for about 10 minutes. While we're out, refresh your drinks, tune into another show for 10 minutes, do whatever you wish. But when you hear our theme song, please come back and enjoy the next half of the slime adventures here.
You could always use the 10 minutes to watch the Twitch ads, earn some bits, and then keep us from dying.
Yeah, throw some bits in
Right.
there. Yeah, good idea, Nathan.
That'd be real great.
Yeah, well, we're gonna go on break and we'll see you shortly.
And then I said, that's not a pecan pie, that's my brother.
What? I'm lost. We were talking about gelatinous cubes killing people and suddenly pecan... What?
It's her brother.
I mean, what is the psychic damage on that one? How many points do I take? All of them?
All of them.
All of them?
All of course.
I rolled every die. Welcome back. We are Here Be Dragons. This is our summer series, Fables of Nier. We have a guest, Michael, here, who his screen size keeps changing on our stream. Sorry, we don't have a tech guy here to work on that, or tech lady. It's an empty chair. If you're in the LA area and are wanting to be a tech person, we can remote you in with special software so you can run all of OBS. I mean, you don't have to be in LA then. We can remote you in if you want to be part of our show.
Live anywhere and just need something to do.
If you live.
If you have a computer, a decent internet connection, mildly know how OBS works, and want to be our tech person, our remote tech person, reach out. We'll have you. Welcome back to our Gelatinous Cube episode, apparently, where we kill off all the players with gelatinous cubes. Players, you do have 6 more of these to fight. They have surrounded you. There are cubes outside of the door. There are cubes on the platform ahead.
I push them off the bridge.
Perfect. That does work. Cubes are gone. DM's removed that from his list for the evening. We are in the hamlet of Torgosh, where our players have found themselves, our characters have found themselves trying to put a stop to some evil that is happening under the main house of this hamlet.
To be or not to be
To
the
be
destroyers of evil.
To be or not to be destroyers of evil, or slime food. They had finally dispatched of a slime that almost consumed their new friend, the monk, Fur, and are now left in this cavern with a central platform. In the center stands a rotating lever, one that looks like it could raise or lower something, and across the way, there's a door. Players, this is your time to shine.
Do we want to try the door?
I guess.
What about this thingamabobber? I point to the lever in the middle.
If I look
It's
at the
in depth?
lever, like, does the lever have any like contraptions that go like up into the ceiling, up the wall, down?
The lever is a tall post that sinks into the floor, and it looks like any of the contraption attached to this is below the floor. On that post at the top, there's a circular head with 4 handles outside of it. It looks like in order to activate the lever, it rotates in clockwise or counterclockwise direction.
We can try it.
I mean, there's a door there, right?
Wanna go to the door first?
No, I mean, hey, might as well spin this to make sure that, I mean, if this raises the door or lowers the door.
Okay. But maybe we should like all be on the same platform and like close just in case, bridges fall, things drop,
Yeah, that would probably be
stones
good.
roll.
I think it's gonna take all 4 of us to raise it.
Teamwork!
Alone
All right.
doesn't seem...
So have
I
you
walk-
met me?
I walk toward the center.
Alright, so...
Yeah.
3, 4 of you? How many are...
I mean, I'm gonna
Apply.
stand in the center because I feel like it's too simple, and if they pull a lever, something bad's gonna happen. But
Alright,
so I'm
so...
staying away from the edges.
3 of you decide to push on this lever. It does not rotate to either direction. And as you push and pull and attempt to move this immovable piece, the last post on the central lever here glows blue and then shrinks into almost 2 handhold spots as if it's missing a 4th member.
Come on.
Aloin!
Hey, Lauren?
Well, you're not blaming me if this kills all of us.
Oh, we blamed you for the last thing, but that one was your fault.
The last thing?
Touching a sword that took us to another dimension, getting us attacked then by a vampire.
Well, right now.
But right now, we won't
all
blame you
loved
because
it.
this one's our idea.
Oh, fine.
Alone, as you put your hands on the glowing blue handholds, that moment the entire device moves freely in either direction with very little push needed from the members. It seems like with 4 bodies, this thing is activated. Do you rotate clockwise or counterclockwise?
Clockwise.
Clockwise.
What's a
Clockwise.
clock?
What's a clock? Says Bigsby. Okay. So as the rotation clockwise happens, you hear on the far side of the room a scraping and scuffing, and as you all take a peek rotating through, you notice the door on the far end slowly raising up. It takes about 10 or 12 rotations to get the door open to about 6 or 7 feet tall from what you can tell.
Hey!
Good job, team. First try. Nailed it.
The instant any of you releases one of the handles, however, the central lever begins to rotate counterclockwise. No amount of force will stop it, and it seems to take a bit of a spin to almost be about a rotation every second.
Wow.
And it closes?
What is that?
Does the door close?
The door starts to ease down.
Uh-oh.
So you're noticing that at about 10 or 12 rotations, you get the door halfway up. The door can go almost as tall as 12 feet when it's fully opened.
Oh. Hey. So, look,
30 rotations and then run?
we're gonna have to run for it.
How far is the door from the?
The
lever that we're at?
The door is about 45 feet, if I'm doing my math correctly. 50 for the person on the far side, which, if we're doing D&D math, will take anywhere from 6 to 12 seconds, depending on how fast you can run to get there.
Yeah. I can do, because my movement speed is 35 feet, I can do the farthest side at 70, because then I can also use a key point to dash and get another 35.
Okay.
Me too.
I say, Mick, come here. And so while I have my hands on the thing, I like saddle up. I'm like, all right, I'm good.
All right. Let's go for it then. We're going to
Rotate it
30.
full.
Yeah.
As you get to that 30th rotation, the central lever stops and doesn't allow you to rotate any further. You notice the door is lifted to the door frame across. And the moment you release, you hear bum ba dum ba in the background. And that's all you hear. And you begin to dash forward, the door slowly closing. Being that most of you can make it within easy enough time, none of you have to waste any key points or dashes. But as you get there, the door gets down to about 5 or 6 feet as the first few get there, and down to about 3 feet as the shorter members are able to slide under. No hats are lost and had to be regained, so we're good there. One hat was lost. Bigsby, your red cloth that was on top of your head falls off as you slide under the door on Mick.
Probably rocking some good stubble though right now, right?
Yeah, it's coming back in.
Going with the buzz cut.
Wonderful.
The Bigglesworth bugs cut.
The Bigglesworth.
First off.
Now, in this new room, the door closes behind you. There's the same faint blue glow, but it's from 4 lamps this time, floating around the edges of the room. There's a table in the center of the room with a few small items on it. That's about 20 feet ahead of you. On the far side, you do see a closed door with a handful of locks. On either side, there are some things going on. Let me get the proper ordering here for you. On the right side of this door, there are 3 levers. The first 2 levers are in a downward position, and the third is an upward position. On the left side of the door, there are 3 ropes of identical length hanging out of the ceiling, each with a knot at the end. But next to the table, if you wish to write that down, I can say that again. There's a door with a handful of locks across it. You seem to see 3 locks. On the right side of the door, there are 3 levers. The first 2 levers in the downward position and the third in the upward position. And then to the left of the door, there are 3 ropes hanging with a knot tied at the end of each. The squeaking you hear is a dog in the background or a ghost standing next to the table here. Next to the table, there is a ghostly figure. It looks like a human male of sorts, but it's very faint, and it wails a bit and looks over at you and looks across the group and opens its mouth as if it wishes to speak something to you.
Hello. Wailing like that?
No. No.
Because I speak.
It looks back and forth as if almost to wait for your acceptance of it speaking to you. And as it sees no fault, no stopping, it speaks in a slow tone. This gate, separating 2 souls, a barrier that stands between all of our goals. The souls were separated, pulled right apart, left one to finish what the other did start. These souls shared a bond, centuries old, the value of which more than treasures they sold. To reunite the souls, the order is key. Switched up just the slightest, and you'll end up just like me.
Okay.
He opens his mouth again as he did the first time and looks at you all. And begins to say it over and over and over again. So players, if you wish, I can read it as many times as you need as you hear this.
The next hour.
The next hour, perfect. Yeah, we can do that. I will read it in a normal voice so everyone can understand. This is a gate separating two souls, a barrier that stands between all of our goals. The souls were separated, pulled right apart, left one to finish what the other did start. These souls share a bond that is centuries old, the value of which more than treasures they sold. To reunite the souls, the order is key. Switched up the slightest, and you'll end up like me.
What items are on the table?
Yeah, as you approach the table, you see that there are 3 keys. One of the keys is of a golden material, one is of a silver material, and one is of a very weathered bronze material. They all have identical cuts and shapes to them.
I'm gonna start by saying don't move the switches that are down up.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that are, so it's the switches are the 2 on the right are down.
So on the right side of the door, there are 3 levers. The third lever is in the upright position. The first 2 are in the downward position. But as you're looking closely, you do notice that the locks on the door each look mostly identical. They have a slightly different shape to the symbol around the lock itself. One is a circle, one is a square, and one is a heart. Circle, square, and heart emblems around the lock.
And 3 ropes on the left with knots on the bottom.
3 ropes on the left, knots on the bottom, all very identical.
I cast Solve Puzzle.
That is a level 7 spell.
Yeah.
That will be unlocked in a handful of levels for you all.
Okay, I'll try again later. Produce flame, burn it down. There we go. So he said something about pulled right apart and left one to finish.
That makes me think the left lever is the last lever to pull.
I'm assuming, so I think there's not a clear picture, so I know all 3 levers are on the right. Are they like above each other, or are they in a row?
They're in a row, left to right.
Oh, okay.
So the levers are left to right, first one down, second one down, third one up.
And the locks on the door, are they just like bing, bing, bing?
The locks are top to bottom. It goes square, circle, heart.
Are there any shapes on the keys?
No, the keys are
Gold, silver.
a literal skeleton head on the back side and a skeleton key on the front side. So it's a skull on one end and the key on the other. The skulls and the keys are all identical. If you line them up and look at them, they have the same cut, the same shape. They're just different materials. One silver, one gold, and one a weathered bronze.
And the locks are not made out of the same materials?
Nope. The locks are an iron, all looking like they're made very, very similar, other than the symbol that outlines the whole of the key socket.
Can you repeat the part after where it says the souls were separated? left one to finish?
So the souls were separated, pulled right apart, left one to finish what the other did start. These souls shared a bond centuries old, the value of which more than treasures they sold. To reunite the souls, the order is key. Switched up the slightest, and you'll end up like me.
I investigate the room for anything else.
The room is quite bare. You do notice that there on the floor seems to be a few charred marks where one was standing near the table and two were standing near the door and levers. You do notice that there are boot prints in these charred marks, as if whoever was attempting to solve the riddle at one point was evaporated in place.
Oh.
What if the souls that were separated are the keys? And their skulls?
That's 2.
Yeah. There's 3 of them. And just put them together.
Just put them together.
But those that work. Can I roll intelligence to see if Bigsby is smarter than Nathan?
Sure. If you want to roll intelligence, I can mildly adjust any sayings here.
Wow, he might be. That's a 19 on the dice plus 0, and I think that's pretty much what I'm.
19. All right, that does give you a hint here. I will read out a section and give a little weight to some of the words here.
But only for Bigsby.
But only for Bigsby, but I'll assume that
Nobody
Bigsby
else
will
understands this.
Bigsby will potentially share.
Maybe.
The souls were separated, pulled right apart. Left one to finish what the other did start. These souls share a bond centuries old, the value of which more than treasures they sold. To reunite the souls, the order is key. Switched up the slightest, and you'll end up like me.
You emphasized all the words we already knew to emphasize.
Yeah.
The order is
That
key.
wasn't.
It's up.
Switched up the slightest.
So
Next
don't
time
touch
you should
So,
switch out and
the order
message us.
is.
And you'll end up like me. And then as he repeats it, the souls were separated, pulled right apart. A dog barking. Do you know the riddle? Are you trying to help, little one? Are you trying to help with the riddle?
Okay, well,
We pull on the ropes.
Pull right, though.
Oh, the
Not all of
order
them.
reads-
Don't. Yeah, the order's
Jeez.
important.
So
and then switch the up one just the slightest.
and we'll
And
die.
we'll end up like him.
So we
Yeah.
don't want to do
Don't touch the switches.
the levers up. So
Damn.
if the left one is to finish what the other did start, then that does make it seem like the left rope would be the last one pulled.
Mm-hmm.
So you would pull the ropes right to left.
Yeah.
Farash just showed up, and
Farash just gave a $10 tip.
Whoa!
and became the hype boss.
So 2 things here, Farash. It says, go Nathan, kill them all, or at least don't die. So Farash, I'm just
Thank you.
double checking that because you gave a reroll, that Nathan is the one that gets the reroll from that message. You also get to give a nat 20 to anyone on screen, so please let us know. Bigsby Nathan gets the reroll, and then
Thank you.
both,
Boom!
and you get the nat 20.
Boom, boom.
Boom, baby! Thank you so much. Good to see you, buddy.
And with that, how goeth the puzzle? We've had one person roll on intelligence. Does anyone else want to roll on intelligence and study, or history, or other things?
And
If you want to roll on history or insight or intellect.
I could do
at
insight.
Something. Yeah.
What about perception?
Yeah.
I'll roll insight.
Yeah, insight is good. You go ahead.
Nope. 6.
You know exactly what you know.
Great. At least I didn't forget it.
I didn't roll much better. I rolled 14.
Well, everyone else
14.
is rolling. I might as well.
That's over double what I rolled.
Yeah, but that's not a lot.
You're just.
I got a 23 on insight.
A 23 on insight. So, the 14 on insight, we'll go with this first. As you're listening and trying to discern what the ghost is saying, you hear the souls were separated. Pull right. Apart.
Yeah.
And you hear pulled right, and it echoes in your head. And then as Aloan comes up to it and stares at the ghost, you hear, to reunite the souls, the order is key, switch, up the slightest, and you'll end up like me. And he quickly continues to speak, and Aloan, you hear the next word of pull as the last piece that you believe in ordering, maybe.
No.
Pull the ropes, right, middle, left. Pull the lever down.
No.
Or is it...
Key, pull the lever, and then do right, middle, left ropes.
I'm wondering if we need to make sure that lever that is in the up position is down before we do anything. Because if any of the switches are up, right, switched up just the slightest, and you'll end up like him. Does that make sense?
Aloan, do you have any thoughts in here?
I am thinking to... So the other thing is we're not talking about the keys at all, right? And so we have to figure that out too. So we have to figure out the gold, silver, bronze, and the order is key, and switching it up makes me think that whatever is like, you know, would be obviously gold, silver, bronze, because the top is square, bottom's circle, middle circle, bottom's heart. So it makes me think that you want to switch that order too. Like, I think there's a few
But I thought it said
layers.
switched up all and you'll die. I thought we don't want to switch.
What I'm saying is I think there's a few different levels here. Like, I think it's telling us the order of each thing, but it's also telling us like the order of the 3 parts. Does that make sense? So it's telling us what we have to do for the ropes, the levers, and the keys, and then what order for each section too.
Hey, what about this? You're right, because gold usually goes on top, right?
Right,
But
so I'm
gold...
thinking the gold goes in the heart because it's treasured more.
Heart of gold.
That's what I was just thinking.
So I think maybe the gold would go in the bottom.
Gold, silver, bronze.
Instead of top to bottom. So I think we need to put the keys in at some point. But I think, and then it talks about, so basically it talks about the ropes, then the keys, then the lever. So I think we need to do it in that order. And I think that instead of pulling levers up, I think it's pull the lever down.
Or if we just did
because if you switch it up, so I think it needs to be pulled down. That's what my brain is doing.
I think that ropes first. I like that idea that it's giving us the order to do it. So ropes first, then keys, then levers. And I think levers down.
Penguin Witch Doctor, have you been reading my notes that there will be a fireball coming in? if done incorrectly.
So we're saying we'll do ropes right to left, pulling each one, put the keys in, bottom to top, gold, silver, bronze, and then pull the last lever down.
Why are we starting with the ropes?
Because it talks about pulling ropes.
You also pull levers. I'm just seeing pulled right, left one to
But
finish.
what else would you switch? Levers are like switches.
But it's not giving it time. It's just saying switched up at all, and you'll end up like me. I could be wrong. I just don't understand
so are you
why
saying
I
maybe
think
go
we-
backwards through the poem?
What?
I think what we're saying is because switches are mentioned last, that's why we would do that last. Even though ropes aren't mentioned beforehand, like you could pull a switch, right? You could pull one of the levers, but because a lever or switch is mentioned at the end, we would do that last.
I'm just concerned that the lever that would need to be switched down is the one on the right, and we're finishing it. It says left one to finish.
Yeah.
So
the right and left feels misleading if that's the order, is all I'm
you're
saying.
thinking start with the lever, then do the keys, then do the ropes?
Oh, let me read this. I'm a visual person.
Twitch fam and others here. If players are reading chat, you may read this here as well. It formats funny on our display, but hopefully in chat it shows line by line.
Well, you can tell how you capitalized it with the commas and stuff.
I'm not opposed to Twitchers hopping in and saying what they believe as the ghosts in the room.
The order is key switched up the slightest. So maybe, I mean, if we, to throw another wrench in, it could be the order is key, switch, rope.
Could also be.
That almost feels... that sits a little better with me.
Based on your roll earlier and the hints, that feels fairly correct to you.
Keys first, then the lever, then the rope.
So I tell them that I feel really confident that we should do keys, lever, rope.
Okay.
She is the one who.
Because it's too obvious. It says the order is key, switched up, and then you'll end up like me. So, yeah, we'll do the...
Yep.
So the question is, I don't know if there's necessarily an order to the keys. I don't know that that's too important as far as like which one you put in first.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do the switch.
Let's start with keys then.
Yeah.
So we think gold is heart, silver.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still like Heart of Gold.
Yeah. Okay, so we put the keys in. And then we want to pull the switch down.
Yes.
Okay, so we pull the switch down, and then we agreed to pull the ropes right, middle, left.
Yeah. And Fur is going to be dodging as this happens.
All right, who's going to take charge of the keys? As it seems that is the first part.
Someone taller.
I'll do it. That's fine.
All right, what key do you insert where?
I'm gonna start with the bronze at the top, and then I'll put in the silver, and then I'll put in the gold and the heart.
Okay. As you place the keys in, the keys lock in place. You're able to twist them, but the locks don't come open just yet.
Right.
Who's next?
I can do the handle.
I don't mind.
It's fine.
Okay.
I'm still dodging.
You're still dodging. So you pull the one handle down, correct? The one that's upright?
Yep.
All right. As you pull it down, it locks and clunks into place. And then the ropes. What do you do to the ropes? Who's doing it?
I mean, how high are they? I mean,
They hang down. They're within reach of a shorter person. They'll probably be a little bit of a tiptoe. They are about 4 feet down from the floor, or 4 feet above the floor.
I can do it. Are we thinking right, middle, left? Pull, pull, pull?
Mm-hmm.
Or
What if we just did right and then left? The switches, you don't need to do all of them.
or we could just pull the left.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't
Pull
be opposed
right,
to right and
left
then left.
Finish what the other did start.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Yeah, right then left. I could, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We also just pulled the right lever down.
Whatever you want to do. But I'm guessing there's a timer on it, so I got mere seconds to leave.
I think we do right, skip middle, do left.
I'm okay with that.
Alright, Fur
But
will
it's
stop
up
the
to
dodge.
her. She's pulling it, so.
Rosalind, what do you do? You're the one standing at the ropes.
Fur is gonna grab the right rope and pull it.
The rope, as you jump up and grab the right rope and pull it, it kind of clunks into place and hangs downward.
I'll pull the left one.
And you pull the left one, and as you do that, it clunks into place the same, but the locks rattle and shake, and the keys spit out at a low end, and you take only 3 points of damage as the keys ricochet off of you. The rightmost lever returns back to where it should be, and the 2 ropes go back up slowly, but they return slowly as if they were reset. The keys were forcefully ejected.
All 3 ropes?
All 3 ropes. Oh, I wanted
It's
to
either-
ask, do these keys look anything like the keys that I have that I stole?
No, they look vastly different. From what you can tell, everything seemed to have worked except the keys that were forcefully ejected.
Oh.
So either I put them in the wrong order, or I did them in the wrong order.
Maybe the wrong keys for the door. Maybe we try bottom up.
Yeah,
Or-
do gold.
Or do we switch it up? Because it makes sense that gold would be the heart, and we put the gold on the top.
Did you
But I
put
mean,
the
it
gold on
talks-
top? I thought you
No,
put
I
the
put
gold
the
in
gold in the heart,
Okay.
which is on the bottom.
I think it's just the order of like there are golds at the bottom.
So you think I start with the gold at
But-
the bottom, and then...
The value of which their bond was worth more than the treasures they sold.
As you
I
hear,
wonder
as you hear the
if-
ghost continue to speak it again, you hear, "To reunite the souls, the order is key. Switched up the slightest and you'll end up like me."
Oh, maybe it's just one key
Oh.
in one hole. So maybe
Just
we
put the-
just do the gold in the heart?
Yeah, do that.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. So I put the gold in the heart.
It locks in just the same.
I'll
And-
pull the lever.
The lever pulls down just as expected.
I'll pull the right rope.
The right
left
rope
rope.
The right rope clicks in, the left rope clicks in. This time, the golden key is shot out of the heart lock, and you take 7 points of damage as it actually pierces into your armor a bit.
Cool.
Maybe step out of the way of the keys next time.
Yeah, because I know they're gonna shoot out. I don't think there's not like a lot of reaction time, right? There's no way.
I
to-
think
No.
we should try gold at the top. I don't know.
I'm fine to try again.
As,
Do you want to?
as you're all thinking about this, I will allow another roll if anyone wants more hints here.
Yeah.
Insighting.
I'll do an insight. That's better. 24.
24. These souls shared a bond, centuries old, the value of which, more than treasures, they sold. As you think about that, you realize that there's a pairing of 2 things. lock and key. And there's a valuing here called out. These souls shared a bond centuries old, the value of which more than the treasures they sold.
What are the keys made out of again?
We
Gold?
have a gold, silver, and a very rusty, beat-up bronze.
It's the Grail.
Oh.
It's the bronze and the heart.
we gotta use that rusty one.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought they had hearts of gold, but this must be implying that they had hearts for gold.
No,
So-
their love was more than gold.
Oh, but I know. But in inserting a gold into the heart, it's not saying heart of gold, it's saying heart for gold. Whereas what we're implying now is a heart for things better than things of this earth. Therefore, we're fine.
Do the bronze key.
Bronze key.
Bronze key into
The heart.
the heart lock. All right. As you put it in and it clicks, it actually turns a bit further for you than just clicking into place. And you feel the lock come undone a little bit. And then do we carry on with the rest of...
Yeah.
As you pull the lever and the ropes, the lock pops free, and out of it, a ghostly figure floats past, and it's a very feminine figure that lands right next to the masculine figure in the room, and they join hands and walk out of the door you had all came in. And as you turn back and look, the two other locks just float away and disappear into thin air. And the one heart lock with the bronze key, the key and the lock are stuck together permanently, but able to be removed from the door.
What?
The whole lock. It's simple carpentry.
It's so they're hanging locks. They're not like locks stuck into the door.
Also that.
Oh, what?
Also that, yes.
Oh, gotcha.
That doesn't make any sense.
Are either doors open? Because the one had closed behind us.
Yep. The two ghosts had walked out through that door hand in hand.
But
Literally
did they,
through the door.
Evaporate.
Through
through?
the door as a ghost would, not as a person would.
So it's still.
The door in front of you does kind of creak open just a little bit. And the room behind starts to heat up a little.
Kick the door open because I'm
Let's-
scared.
Uh-huh.
As you kick the door open and rush through, the room catches fire and then resets, but there is no male ghost standing in the room, just two keys on a table, the levers and switches burnt off the walls, and it is clear of footprints, and scorch marks now are everywhere in the room. In front of you, there's a very dark room. In the center, about 30 feet out, a pedestal sits with an open container. In the container, a bright blue light shines up to the ceiling, and every second or two, you see a wispy nature fly out and pierce through the dirt ceiling above and into the walls, and it seems as if there's almost a release of spirits or creatures out of this box that are escaping into the world above.
Right, so we just gotta close the box.
Should we?
Produce flame for our
Produce
friends
flame.
who can't see.
When no one's looking, I want to like slip the gold key in my pocket.
Okay, sleight of hand that for me.
Oh, for sure.
As you...
It's a key and the lock attached.
Not the
the-
gold one.
That's the bronze
room,
one.
the room had
Ah,
reset,
yes.
and now it's empty there.
It's a soft 20.
Soft 20, you're able to get your hand on the key. If anyone wants to watch her as she takes a back step into the room, you may, and do a perception. Otherwise, Rosalind, as you produce flame, up ahead, there is a more menacing ghostly figure that looks like a guard standing off to the side of this box. And he looks over at you, sword in hand, and starts slowly marching forward. He's about 30-some feet out. You see a glimmer of your light in his ghostly form.
Quick question, sir. Do you mind if we close the box that you're standing next to? It seems to be intruding with our world above. Perhaps you wouldn't mind us just shutting that thing? and moving on with our lives, and
I-
you can move on with your afterlife.
As he marches forward, he twirls the sword in hand and puts his arm up as if it has a shield, and a shield manifests itself, and he continues to march towards you all. He's about 20 feet out now, and looking as if he's going to charge to attack. Aloan, you're in the back of the group. Rosalind, Bigsby, McCall
I'll throw my flame.
Yeah.
Oh,
For having had the experience with the cube, would throw a dart.
All right.
I
So,
think Bixby also had a thought.
yep.
I would like to climb onto Mick, and I guess not to try to talk our way out of this anymore.
All right. So we get 2 attacks, climbing onto Mick, and Aloan, you're in the back, now seeing an approaching ghost. What we'll do here is, please roll to attack the 2 who wish to attack, and then we'll roll for initiative immediately following.
How far away is he?
The ghost is about 20 to 25 feet out as he's approaching you.
Okay, my range is 20-60 for the dart. So you want me to
Okay.
do that at disadvantage?
No, you can have reacted while he's at the 20.
17 for me.
17 to hit.
Yeah.
That does hit.
And I rolled 22.
That does hit as well.
5 points fire damage.
Okay.
And then 6 piercing.
All right. You see that the fire damage kind of goes around this ghostly figure, seemingly to kind of lick at it as the flames move around. It does damage, but it doesn't seem to be as effective as you hope. You do see... Why did it roll initiative there? I don't want initiative. I don't like using digital sometimes. There we go. You do see that the blade, however, does similar. It moves swiftly through, so it doesn't do as much damage as you expect either. With that,
Yeah.
we may now roll initiative. Bigsby Lufalu, you are initiativing first.
That's gonna be a 22.
22.
Nice.
We go to Aloan Silverhand.
I got a 9.
A 9. Okay. Fur.
I got 22 as well.
22 as well. Perfect. And what is the dexterity of each of you?
4.
Wait, we had to.
20
Dexterity
plus 5.
modifier. Plus 5? All right.
plus 5.
So Fur, you will go first of the 2 of you. McCall
16.
16. Rosalind
19.
19. All right. At the top of the turn order is actually Fur, followed immediately by Bigsby Lufalu.
I'm gonna. Okay, I'm just gonna run up to the dude and punch him.
And punch
My
him.
fists.
All right. Here we go. Key action.
17 to hit.
Hits.
Okay, so that's gonna be 8 bludgeoning damage. And then
Are we doing 2nd
I'm-
hits? Or...
I'm gonna flurry of blows with a key point to get 2 more unarmed strikes.
There we go.
So I'm gonna punch him with the other hand. That is 14 to hit.
Hits.
Ooh. So that's gonna be 9 bludgeoning damage. And then the last one's gonna be a kick,
All right. Here it is.
which is soft 20.
Soft 20. That does hit as well. Miss.
That will and that will be 7.
All right. Our little monk just goes up and swinging and punching and kicking. You see the ghostly form kind of shake and rattle as he lands these hits. We go to Bigsby Lufalu.
Bigsby Luflo is going to cast Protection from Good and Evil on himself.
All right.
And then he's going to hold. He's just gonna command Mick. Well, I guess really quick. When she threw that bowl of fire, is this a dark room, but there's floor everywhere?
There's floor everywhere. Yep.
Okay, then he's gonna say, "Get me to the chest!"
All right. That's good to know for Mick's turn here. Perfect. It goes to the ghost, who is now being attacked by our monk. The ghost seems to grow in size and arms and teeth everywhere briefly for a moment, and it lets out a wail and screams.
A whale comes out of it?
Yep, a full whale. And it screams because the full whale comes out of it. I need each of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Is this against being frightened?
Correct.
Okay, so I have advantage as a halfling.
There you go.
Is this magical?
Oh, natural 20.
Natural 20. It is.
Oh.
It is a. It's not a spell per se. It's an action for this creature.
Okay,
So.
it's just an ability. Got it.
Yeah.
Because I have advantage on those saves, which is good to remember.
I have
Uh-oh.
advantage against being charmed.
But not frightened.
I know.
correct? Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone,
that.
nice. Everyone roll their wisdom save.
Oh, we all had to roll?
Everyone.
Oh.
Yeah. Because you can all see this. Let's see. Bigsby and Rosalind, what did we get?
An 8.
An 8.
Yeah, I'll go 12.
A 12. And what did we get?
21.
21. All right. 21 saves. You are not frightened by it.
Nick got a 5.
Mick got a 5.
Although
Thinking
an
you're
eight
running away.
frightened.
Oh no.
Now, frightened, a creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while they can see the source of their fear. The creature can't willingly move closer to the source of their fear. It doesn't mean that you run away at the moment, but it means that you cannot engage any closer. Now, Rosalind and McCulJ, please roll a d4.
1.
4.
4. Rosalind, you age instantly 5 years.
Oh, that's nothing. She's an elf.
I'm an elf. Okay.
And McCulJ in dog years ages,
He's a fox, though.
in fox years he would live a little longer, so you age 2 human years on McCulJ's life. This was a incredibly scary vision. With that, the ghost's turn is over, and it is Rosalind's turn.
I reach into the bag at my hip and I throw a fuzzy ball at it. And
All right.
let's see what it is.
What fuzzy ball comes out of your bag of creatures?
Bag of tricks.
Bag of tricks.
One of my favorite D&D items.
Black bear, yo!
A black bear. All right.
I was hoping for the weasels
Let
again,
me
though.
see. I will add a black bear to the mix here.
Yep. It's friendly to me and my companions. It acts on my turn.
All right.
So I'm gonna tell it, attack the ghost.
Because it appeared right next to the ghost as you threw it, and it has a tied dexterity, it does get to act this round here. So the black bear is going to attack. It gets to multi-attack with a claw, and a bite. So I will have you roll a d20 to hit. They get a +3 to hit. So whatever your d20 is, add 3.
I've always been kind of curious, though, about the
11.
mechanics of attacking a ghost.
11 total.
Mm-hmm.
Hits.
Okay.
So, Paul, you want to roll the bite too?
And then the bite.
Harming something immaterial.
And then a 20 for the bite.
A soft 20. Okay.
Yeah.
So for the claw, please roll 2d4, and for the bite, roll a d6.
Ooh. So that's gonna be 10 points of damage
From the claw?
from total.
Total. It'll be 14 points of damage with modifiers.
Cool. Yeah, because I got a 6 on the d6 and then 4 from the 2d4s.
All right.
Woo!
So it claws out and bites into the ghost. And as Lindsay was pointing out here, fighting a ghost is strange because you're just like clawing into etherealness. So you see the bear claw push through, and some like puff of ethereal wisp kind of disappears, and then it bites into the neck of this guard here. And as it bites through, you hear the teeth chomp really hard, as if the bear doesn't fully understand that it's a ghost. But as it does, it pulls back, and a puff of ethereal wisp comes out of the bear's mouth. At this point, if it could be, the ghost is bloodied. It's
Wispy?
It's wispied. It is McCulljay's turn, who is frightened and will not engage any closer.
But can he run around it to still adhere to what I
With his
do on the
speed,
turn?
he can get around and get you close. His arc would have to come back in a general direction that would get you within about 6 or 8 feet of this pedestal, where he can stop and not move.
That's with 100 feet of movement.
Because if you go out, you then have to come back towards.
Just want to make sure, because he can move 100 feet.
He can move 100 feet, but he can't move in the direction of the ghost. So at the best
100 feet.
At the best arcing angle, he can get you close within about 6 to 8 feet.
Cool.
Before he has to start making any motion back towards. So, Aloan.
So my first question is, do I have knowledge, or have I noticed that like light affects it at all?
You haven't noticed that. Are you? I mean, you can try what I think you're gonna try.
Where's everyone else in relation to me at this point? Because I'm trying to figure out.
We have Rosalind basically next to you and not able to move. A black bear chomping right on the shoulder of this creature. Our monk friend punching and kicking the kneecaps of the ghost. And then we have on the far side, kind of off to like the upper left, McCulljay like stopping and really trying to lean in to get Bigsby to that chest.
What the heck? I'll try it.
Okay.
I reach in my bag and I pull out my handy dandy book titled The Rage and Depression of Orcs. And I aim the book spine to me, and then I open it
pointed
at the apparition, ghost, whatever.
As you do that, a blinding light pierces out of the book, straight into the ghost. And because this isn't on any of its condition immunities, the ghost is blinded at this point. It can't be charmed, it can't be exhausted, it can't be frightened, it can't be grappled, it can't be paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, proned, or restrained. Not blinded.
Wow.
But I think the one condition, other than dead, which it already has, so the ghost is blinded. Forgive me for not getting all of it correct. I believe blinded, it's at disadvantage for attacking, it's at disadvantage for saving.
Just everything is fine.
Yeah,
Just
I believe
everything.
that's the blindness mechanics. other than the fact that when it moves, it could stop by bumping into something, not being able to move. But it's a ghost, so it can move through it. It can move through it.
But it can't
Yeah.
see.
So Bigsby Lufalu, you are now right up near the chest, and you feel the strain of your fox below you as he's really trying to push, but can't move any closer to the chest.
I will jump off Nicole J and run over and close the lid.
All right, as you try to close the lid, there's a force back. Can you give me a strength check to see if you can secure the lid down?
Of course. Oh yeah. I don't know why I even rolled that, because I'm immune to the fear of that thing. That's the whole point of protection from good and evil. I'm fine.
You just had to roll to make sure.
Yeah. Oh wait, yes. I didn't look at what the dice rolled. Natural 20.
You're gonna use your nat 20. All right. As you do that, you reach up and you, with ease, place the lid on as you summon all of the strength and power of the deities from beyond.
Thank you, Frosh.
And as you hear in the back of your head, Farash, and you close the lid.
That's the sound of it closing. Just like Frosh.
There are two latches that come up and hold tight. They look much like skeleton hands, and they hold tight onto the sides of this lid. And the light stops being projected out. The room goes fairly dark, and with that, you hear a scream from the ghost, who lets out a large wisp out of its ethereal being. It's still standing there ready to attack, but it seems to have been damaged significantly by that. Fur, as you're punching the kneecaps and hear the scream of the ghost, how do you proceed?
Oh, I'm gonna kick and punch it three more times.
Let's do this.
Kick it, punch it 3 more times.
The first one is 13 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. So the second one is 26 to hit.
That one fully misses. You punch
Oh.
way too hard.
He swung so
I hit the
Yeah,
bear.
but turns
Mhm.
himself
Hit the
around.
bear.
And the third one is a soft 20.
All of those hit.
Great.
Just picture how like when you swing a door
So
really hard, it's like a
that's
swinging door and it comes back at you.
21 bludgeoning damage.
21 bludgeoning damage. So the first swing goes through. The second swing goes so hard that it twirls you around, and you bring your foot up and finish the kick with a little hop. And as you bring that kick through the ghost, it dissipates and is gone. The room goes silent, and there's only a few little embers burning from the fireball that was thrown that are kind of scattered on the floor to give a faint light in the room.
We also have the book still open, technically.
Oh yes, the book. Yes, the book is still open. So the bear is being blinded and going "Rrrr" at this point, and drops down and is blinking and trying to stare at the ground. You are all out of combat. You have dispatched of the ghost.
Do I know that?
If you closed your eyes and looked away, you don't.
Okay.
Okay, so you don't know that the battle is done.
I'll tap her. Aloin, it's done.
I go, what?
Oh no! All of you suffer temporary blindness. 2 seconds. Faraj, thank you for joining. You did stay through the final battle. There is some wrap up. Nathan still could die.
What?
What?
Okay. But
What?
no, he says don't die. It's okay. I still got the reroll. I'll use it to stay alive.
There you go.
You hope.
And now the box is closed and it sits freely on the pedestal. And you hear a crunching, sliding sound behind you. And as you turn to look, the door that you had raised from the first room begins to raise back up, as if you've released all mechanisms entombing this case.
That's really great and all, but I'm still failing to see what this has to do with some mining dwarves.
Unless they got to that first room and they didn't figure out the riddle.
But when we see bodies, first of all, why were they mining somewhere where there's nothing to mine?
Yeah, they
Just an observation.
Maybe we were lied to. They did steal from us.
I look around the walls. Are there any goodies?
No, it's actually, it seems to be like this room was hastily made. There's a few beams that hold the dirt from collapsing in. It's actually quite dirty and doesn't match the other rooms behind. The pedestal is the only thing that's very similar made. But it seems like whoever built this room survived only long enough to maybe become that guard that you dispatched of.
Ooh. What kind of person did the guard look like? Humanoid?
He was a very humanoid form.
Whoa.
A larger build could have been a brawler or fighter type. You couldn't quite tell if it was human or orc, but it was a very muscular build.
All right.
Let's go maybe have a talking to with these people up here.
Yeah.
Cause
I don't see any stones. I feel misled.
I mean, there was some in the front room, all remnants.
Yeah, remnants of.
Yeah.
Well, nothing else either.
Flashes of Quincy. For all the Arrested Development fans.
Oh, what was that?
Maybe it was a trap.
Okay, so I start making my way back.
All right. Do you leave or take the box?
Oh. I feel like we should leave it.
But we don't know who put it here and if they still have access to it.
Like, yeah, what if, hey, here's a quick, what if they wanted control of the box?
We should probably take it and not tell them that we have it till we know what's going on. I don't mind holding on to it, and I reach out to grab the box.
Your pack's pretty full. That's fine. I got it. Put it in my bag.
I mean, I don't want it.
I don't either.
Okay.
All right. If you want to put it on your character sheet, you now have a box of souls, and the description is question mark, question mark, question mark.
Great.
Just don't open it.
I mean, if you don't want it, I can really hold on to it.
Got it.
It's okay.
You know, I want these souls to be at rest.
What are you saying?
You have a heavy step, and the box would get jostled. Okay, let's go.
Pops open, ghosts everywhere.
I don't have that much stuff.
All right. Are we heading back to the surface or
I think so.
hanging out here?
I mean, unless anyone wants to, like,
I mean, I'm
convert
gonna,
this.
look around as we walk out just to make sure we didn't miss anything.
Yeah, is there...
Thanks, Penguin Doctor.
There's no other door here, right?
Yeah.
It's a dead end.
Correct.
Then let's get out of here. I want to see if I still have dibs on those things they stole from the other adventurers.
As you make your way back through, there's no slime, just slime remnants. There's no ghosts. And you get to the front room and you hear some voices out the entryway. Are you all right down there? Is it all safe? Hello?
Bigsby goes, ooh.
Hold
Ooh.
Back up, everyone! It doesn't sound like they're all safe. We might have lost these adventurers. Oh, well.
And then I pop out the door.
The older dwarven man who is wearing some armor that's ill-fitting walks forward. Oh, you almost got me to soil my armor here. Oh, well, it seems like you're all safe and good, huh? I'm Windorval, the one that is the owner of said land here. Thank you for removing the ghostly beings. We noticed that a little bit ago, things stopped shimmering up through the floor. We expected that might mean that there was success or great failure. Hence the armor here. Well, I suppose. What was it that was causing such a stir?
A leaky pipe.
Really, really creepy room.
Really? Did you cave the room in, or take care of the source of whatever this was?
We
I mean,
took care of the source.
If we caved in the room, wouldn't the house have fallen down?
Oh,
Just
right.
Actually speaking.
As Rosalind says, we took care of the source. I want to telepathically say into the dwarf's head, or did we? So he doesn't see.
He stiffens up and looks around and takes a step back and puts a hand on a dagger that's loosely tucked into his belt.
And I'm gonna laugh and say, "Gotcha."
We could use you for some tricks here if you want to have a show of your own. That was quite scary here. I nearly sold myself again. Well, since you've seemingly taken care of some things, I've heard that you might want some payment. I do have a few things that we've crafted well here for you. If you want to meet me in the town square, there's a wonderful gathering of people here to thank you for taking care of the ghosts and premonitions and ghastly beings here that haunt our dreams and our days. If they're gone, these are yours. And he stumbles off, and you hear the armor clanking like it shouldn't and scraping together as it's still very ill fit to him, and not really tied down. A shoulder plate falls off as he's walking. He leans awkwardly and picks it up and makes it to the town square, and there's a handful of leather-aproned humans standing there, all of different ages. They all look like they have different aspects of work that they do. And next to each of them, there's an elf and a dwarf and an orc, and they all seem to be like different pods of the city in terms of their craftsmanship. An orc walks forward with a small box and hands it down to the monk, and he says, These are knuckles of truth.
Oh.
I think they're great for people who use fists like you and me. They just don't fit my hands. And he holds a hand up that is almost as big as your head. One of the elves walks forward and walks up to Bigsby and says, Sir, I see the fine weapons on your back. If you wish to stop by my shop just up the road, I will gladly enchant them.
Yep, do that, please. Too many magical beasties. Help!
A younger lad walks forward to Rosalind with a small tray, and on the tray there are two bright, glowing purple potions. He walks up and goes, Well, these are vials of not good berry, but great berry. I'm sure you'll make good use of them. A young lad.
So a child.
A child. Great berry! And he hands them up to you. I'll tell you what these all mean here in a few minutes. And then another man walks forward to Aloan. He opens up a large, garment box. And in the garment box, you see a cloak that at the fringes seems to be very misty and seems to emanate a small fog that disappears after a couple inches. It's a cloak with a hood, and at the bottom of the cloak, near the tail especially, it does turn into a strong mist when you pull it out of the box. Each of these here I will quickly rattle off, and then we can, again, let you update your character sheets off stream, but so the stream can hear. The Knuckles of Truth. On a successful land of a punch, roll a d4 for luck. When you land a 4 on that d4, you may choose a magical damage of your choice and do 6 of that. The Blade Enhancement. When you take your scimitars to the shop, you're able to choose a magical enhancement of your choice, 1 per blade, and get a +2 of that damage type. So whenever you damage with that weapon, you get 2 additional damage of whatever type you've chosen. So you get your normal slashing and the damage on top. The Cloak of Mists is a cloak that is made of fine mists at the edges, allows the wearer to cast an advanced Misty Step once per day. Same rules as Misty Step, except it's 120 feet into a dim or shadowed area, and it's a bonus action.
Wow.
The Vials of Greatberry comes with a little card on how to make more of said potion. 1 vial will return a downed member to consciousness, stabilized, and 2 HP. 2 vials will return a dead member if poured into their mouth within 20 seconds of death. And on the card, you see that it requires 100 great berries per vial to create. Or 100 good berries, sorry. 100 good berries per vial to create. And with that, the small child that had offered the great berries, or the great berry potions, turns and looks at Fur and goes,
"We know about the keys. I was told about those. One of those is to the linen closet in my house. That's where my dad keeps all of my magical toys, because I can't play with them when I don't do my schoolwork. And the other one is to some box in the Great Keep that's under lock and key 3 times over. This is only one of the 3. I've tried to find the other 2. That's why my toys get locked up. But, I'll be sure to let you know. Dad doesn't know about the keys, but, he'll soon probably come after me."
and he walks away and gives you a little thumbs up and hustles back behind one of the tables and goes out of sight. You are ushered towards the house. There's a small inn just across the larger part of town, not to the street where you were at, but across the larger part of town. It sports a bright, shining version of the Stumble On Inn emblem, made of magical enchantments glowing on top of the door as if it's almost like a neon sign. And it's a very small inn. It only has 2 tables to it, but as you walk in, it is well-crafted dark woods, and there is magical music playing. And you're able to order dinner and rest here for the evening. With that, I think that wraps up our show here. Thank you, Michael, for joining in and being a player. Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, Gobshite, it is a trap. This is the end of these characters. The door will not come back open. It'll suck into a small piece of oblivion and float off into space. What?
The whole inn is a mimic.
The whole inn is a mimic.
He's upset that you gave Rosalind that potion that you did. He says, "No, let the dead lie," for reasons.
Yeah, I mean, they only have 20 seconds, and you gotta get it all into their mouth. There's gonna be some fun with that in case people die.
I'm fast.
Accidentally drops whole vial, breaks.
Yeah, but
Character
the
dies in front of her.
necromancer.
I can make another one!
How many times can you cast Goodberry a day?
I don't have Goodberry.
Oh, you might
Kreslin-
want to prepare it, because I
Kreslin
can do it
can
3
raise.
times.
Wait,
Oh,
did I
no.
just get insight into his backstory
You
about
might
how
have.
he accidentally killed his da?
Yeah, you might have.
Sorry.
All right. If Nathan, Lauren, Lindsay, if you
Yay.
want to close us out while I get a raid prepared. Those of you staying for the next couple moments, I think we're gonna do some closeout, but we are going to raid, so please hang on so we can share the love.
Really quick, once again, let's thank you, Michael. Be sure to follow him on all the social medias. Great actor, lots of fun. He played. I don't know if we've had a halfling monk before, which is great.
I don't think we've had a monk.
We had one.
We had
It
a
was
monk,
dragon.
but it was a dragon.
I had to DM it though,
Ah, that's right.
and it was the worst. So there you go, Jared.
It was the worst.
We want to do a shout out to Blacksmith Craft Dice. They rolled just what you need, creating great storylines for us tonight.
Critical treasures. They're critically cool.
We also have Caffeinated Kobold, which keeps you going after you stayed up until 2 a.m. prepping for your session the next day. And then, of course, we want to thank you for all the wonderful donations that we received today, which changed the game. I know I was able to save the day with mine, which was lovely.
I freed our guest with mine.
Yep. So you made the story better so that we could succeed. Thank you very much.
Right.
I think that's just about all we have. We'll be back, I think, in 2 weeks. Is that right?
Yeah, we are in a 5-week month. Do keep an eye on our social. We haven't locked in on a 5th week show, but because
When we
it's a 5th
do,
week,
we're gonna use the bronze key.
the bronze key.
I mean, Gopshite gets it. He says it's more like a Lowen save the day because Bigsby's liability.
Literally close the box filled with souls pouring out of it.
All right, we're gonna do something fun here. I have not vetted Penguin Witch Doctor's quests and chaos, but they are a show going on. /raid didn't work. There it goes. Maybe.
Right.
Here we go. We are raiding. So enjoy. Click the raid now button. We'll see you soon, friends of Dat.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Have a good time.
Have we left yet?
No, we haven't left yet. Here we go. Back to our video.